hi there, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of Cardwell's Cauldrons here. I'm Cardwell.
I'm Kevin.
And here on Geektopia Island, we're actually going through the War of the Spark spoiler stuff. Yay!
It's that time again.
It's that time, and there's a lot of cards.
There's a whole lot. We're excited for them.
I think so. It seems really fun. I was very weary about all the Planeswalker stuff, but, you know, watching videos of how they play out and stuff, it doesn't seem too bad. I mean, none of them are like, well, some of them are extremely powerful, but besides that, we'll go over all the cards and such. But before we do, go ahead and remind you that we do have a Patreon. And if you'd like to support us and see us evolve through all the years, go ahead and down below and click the link there. Mm-hmm. With that, of course, there's a lot of cards here, a lot of colors. There'll be timestamps down below for your favorite color if you like to just skip to the blue or black or whatnot and see what happens there.
Or multicolored.
Or
always.
Of course. There's some powerful multicolored cards out there for sure. With that, and also another thing is that we are, as always, doing a pre-release spoiler thing. We do give away a pre-release kit and for War of the Spark. And if you'd like to know how to do that, enter the contest, just wait till the end of the video and we'll let you know how to do that. All right, Kevin, you ready?
Let's do this.
All right, number 1, a Johnny's Primate, 1 and 1 white. It's Cat Soldier 2/2. Whenever you gain a life, put a 1/1 counter on Johnny's Primate. I hate that this is the same card as the old one. They just eroded it to make it easier for Arena, pretty much. Because the last one said, if you would gain life, you may put a 1/1 counter on it. This one, they just automatically put it there, which I'm kind of sad about.
It's really good, though.
Yeah, it is.
And, like, the best way we do this, so that you know, is limited, constructed, or
just not playable.
Not playable.
Yeah.
Like, those are the main 3 that we go off of. And this one is mostly going to be limited, but it can be constructed easily. Because if you play life gain, you're just like, cool, this dude gets big.
Yeah, just mono white life gain, you go for it for sure.
Yeah. Next up is Battlefield Promotion. A white and 1 instant. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature. That creature gains first strike until the end of turn. You gain 2 life.
I think this is a limited fucking, like, super good card.
Yeah, this is a limited card for sure. I personally don't like it, but it's a combat trick, and I'm not a huge combat trick guy.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's good.
I mean, I enjoy putting 1/1 counters on dudes, and for 2 mana, instant speed, you gain 2 life and first strike. Like, that's just like,
yeah, it's pretty good. In limited, it's going to be kind of a bomb.
Yeah,
card.
Kind of a blowout card.
Yeah.
The next one, Bond of Discipline, 4 and a white sorcery. Tap all your creatures you control. Creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn. It's maybe a limited card. Maybe it's like Sleep, but better. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's not really amazing, but it's useful. Next up is a Bulwark Giant. White and 5 for 3/6. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 5 life. This card's pretty terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I don't think I'd ever really use that card.
It's like you have it in a sealed and you're like, well, I need a filler card. I guess I'll pick it.
That's exactly what that is. It's a filler card.
Now, this card I will super play in limited is for sure. Charmed Stray. 1 white, 1/1 lifelink cat. Whenever Charmed Stray enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on each other creature you control named Charmed Stray. So if you're going draft, and it's a common too, so it might be in every pack. If you're playing draft, pick every single one of them up, just constantly.
Yeah. And you can just make all of them big.
Yes.
These get big.
Because if you don't know in draft, you can have as many copies of a card as you want.
Mm-hmm.
So it's beautiful.
Next up is a reprint, Defiant Strike. 1 white instant. Target creature gets +1/+0 until the end of turn and draw a card. It's a good card.
Yeah.
It's a limited card, if that.
Yeah.
But it's still not the best.
Not at all. The next one is Divine Arrow. One colorless and a white instant. Divine Arrow deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. It's just a classic combat trick for limited.
It's pretty good.
It's good. 4 damage is a lot for 2.
Mm-hmm. Next up is Enforcer Griffin. 5 mana, 3/4 flyer. It's a really good limited card.
Yeah.
That's just its purpose.
That's it. Now the next one, Finale of Glory. X and 2 white sorcery. Create X 2/2 white soldier creatures with vigilance. If X is 10 or more, create X 4/4 white angel creature tokens with flying and vigilance. It's weird because I think this is the weakest of all of the finales for sure. And
I don't.
It's okay. I mean, we'll get to the other ones,
because it creates also that many. It says
also create. Oh,
so you get X 4/4 dudes and X 2/2 dudes.
I mean,
that's a bajillion dudes.
If you get 10 X's 10 on that, you're kind of win more. on that part.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I guess they didn't want to do another Secure the Waste. That's why it's not instant.
Yeah.
Because that would make it pretty busted for sure.
Next up is our first Planeswalker, Gideon Blackblade. 2 white and 1 for 4 loyalty. And the Planeswalkers in this one work differently. They all have like a static just thing.
Like enchantment pretty much, but with legs.
And his says, as long as it's your turn, Gideon Blackblade is a 4/4 human soldier with indestructible that is still a Planeswalker. Prevent all damage that will be dealt to Gideon Blackblade during your turn. Yep. So that's neat.
So usually that's always a plus ability or 0 ability with Gideon, but now it's just static.
And it says +1 up to 1 other target creature you control gains your choice of Vigilance, Lifelink, or Indestructible, or -6 exile target non-land permanent.
Yes.
So he's super good for what he does.
It really is.
I don't know if he's the best Planeswalker, but he's super, super good.
Yeah.
Because he can do a lot. He's definitely going to be constructed, because White Weenie just gets a 4/4 to just, I always not care. That makes all your dudes better. Great. Fantastic.
Yeah. And the fact that he does something and he's a 4/4 at the same time, like, he's going to be definitely used. And I love that they brought Blackblade back, because I remember that whole saga of the Blackblades for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. The next one is Gideon's Sacrifice. 1 white instant. Choose a creature or planeswalker you control. All damage that would be dealt this turn to you and permanents you control is dealt to chosen permanent instead. That's pretty cute. So, like, I don't know. There's so many things you can do with this card, and I'm going to be playing it. I think it's standard playable, to be honest. It's like a white fog, especially if you have a god or a planeswalker you don't care about that's already at 1, or even just like an indestructible creature that's out there.
It's pretty good.
This card is good. I'm pretty sure it's really good.
Next up, Gideon's Triumph. A white and 1 instant. Target opponent sacrifices a creature that attacked or blocked this turn. If you control a Gideon Planeswalker, that player sacrifices 2 of those creatures instead.
This is one of my favorite white combat tricks ever made.
Yeah, this is really good. This is one of the like 4 or 5 of this kind of spell in this set, which blows my mind already.
Yeah.
But it's 2 mana that I sacrifice a dude, and if you have a Gideon, they sacrifice 2 dudes.
And
it's just awesome.
So this usually costs 2 white, and the fact that it's 1 white and colorless is insane. And I can't tell you how much I can just catch off people off guard. You swing, they block with their big creature. Okay, sacrifice it. They swing with a Carnage Tyrant, and you're just like, sacrifice it for 2 mana. It makes them really think twice and stuff.
Yeah, card is awesome.
Yeah. Now, this is one of our favorites for sure. God Eternal Oketra. 3, 2 white. It's a zombie god. It has double strike, 3/6, and whenever you cast a creature spell, create a 4/4 black zombie warrior with vigilance. That's all you need to do. Just cast creatures. And then when, of course, happens to all the gods, whenever Oketra dies or put it into exile from battlefield, you may put it into owner's library, 3rd from the top. No matter what, they'll always come back, which is insane.
I mean, they're eternal. That's their whole purpose.
Yeah, exactly. But when they're like, well, exile it with a enchantment, then you can take it and put it on top of the 3rd from the top from your library. It's insane.
And in my opinion, this is probably one of the best gods.
I agree.
Because it's insane the amount of value you get out of this. You're like, I'm going to cast the Llanowar Elf late game. Oh, I get a 4/4 dude.
I get a 4/4 flyer.
Great.
Or not flyer, vigilance zombie token.
Yeah, that's okay.
Don't
cool.
care.
1 mana, I get a 4/4 and a 1/1.
Yeah.
Awesome. Card is insane.
It's insanely good.
Definitely going to be limited bomb. Definitely going to be constructed goodness.
Yeah, if you play that unlimited, you win.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes.
Yeah. Next up is the Grateful Apparition. 1 white and 1 for a flying spirit, and when he deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, you proliferate.
Oh yeah, welcome back to that. What is proliferate?
So proliferate, for those that don't know, is you choose any number of permanents and or players, then give each another counter of a kind already there.
Yep.
So like your 3 planeswalkers, you can make each one of them go up 1.
Yep.
Or you can put a counter of something else on. So like a 1/1 counter.
A poison counter,
anything
wither
like that.
Just any -1 counter, you can make it -2. Like, it's the perfect keyword to bring back an insane thing for planeswalkers for sure.
Proliferate's one of those weird mechanics that works really well with planeswalkers and all the silliness.
It's insane. The next one, Ignite the Beacon. 4 and a white instant. Search your library for up to 2 planeswalker cards, reveal them, put them in your hand, shuffle your library. I would probably not play this at all ever.
Yeah,
to be honest.
it's okay,
Yeah.
but it's not really that cool.
There's been plenty of go get Planeswalker cards, even for like 3 mana instant, and no one cared for them. So no one's going to play this. It can be really good, but I don't know.
It's just not needed.
Yeah, it's not needed, to be honest.
Next up is the Ironclad Crovad. He's 4 mana for a 2/5 beast, and he's okay. It's a filler card in limited.
Exactly.
It's not really great. It's not really terrible, but it's just there.
But I feel sorry for all the Oxes, because they don't have armor, so they're 2/4s. But this guy, he's a beast, and he's a 2/5, so...
Yeah.
No more for the Ox. The next one, Law Rune Enforcer. 1 white, human soldier, 1/2. 1 tap target creature with converted mana cost 2 or greater. It's limited for sure.
That dude's limited goodness, really.
Yeah.
In a set like this, he can do some work.
Oh yeah.
We got Loxodon Sergeant, a white and 3 for a 3/3 elephant soldier. He's got vigilance. When he enters the battlefield, other creatures you control gain vigilance until the end of turn.
Limited, man.
Yeah, the dude's kind of limited, just there.
Yeah. Usually effects like this also does +1/+1 to your dudes, so it's kind of weird. It's just vigilance, but yeah, who knows. Next one, Makeshift Battalion. 2 and a white, 3/2. Whenever a battalion and at least 2 other creatures attack, put a 1/1 counter on Makeshift Battalion. I think this is actually really good and limited, because 3/2s or 3/1s for 3 is kind of an eyesore, but the fact that it gets bigger, immediately becomes a 4/3, actually will help, especially if you go like low ground aggro for limited. So yeah, I think it's playable for sure.
Next up is Martyr for the Cause, a white and 1 for a 2/2 human soldier. When he dies, you proliferate. Man, it's okay. It's okay. Cool and limited. Dude's gonna be awesome and limited because he gives you extra value other than just having a 2/2 dude.
Yeah, it's a bear with upside.
Yeah,
so you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
The next one, Parhelion 2. It's a legendary artifact vehicle. It costs 8, so 6 and 2 white, 5/5. It has flying, first strike, and vigilance. Whenever Parhelion 2 attacks, create 2 4/4 white creature angel tokens with flying and vigilance that are attacking. And then the crew for it is 4. If you get to swing or block with this card once, you are winning. Like, you just get to win, I feel like.
Yeah, but this card isn't really that good.
No, because the cost is too much. And
I don't like it. It's a vehicle. I think vehicles are stupid, but I always have. So that's my personal preference.
Yeah.
But it costs so much for what it does. It's okay. It's a bomb and limited. Play it in limited all day.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'm not a huge fan of it.
Because if you get to swing with it once, it creates 2 angel tokens that can crew it for attacking or blocking, because those creatures have vigilance and they're attacking, and it's just insane. But yeah, like you said, it's too hard to cast. If you sneak it in somehow on the battlefield, then maybe it's better. But
yeah, it is really cool though, because the tokens don't go away, so they're just made.
Yeah, they're just there.
Next up is a Pouncing Lynx, a white and 1 for a 2/1 cat. As long as it's your turn, he gets first strike. Man, that's a pretty good little bear.
Yep, it's good limited.
Yep.
The next one, Prison Realm. 2 and a white enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls until Prison Realm leaves the battlefield. Then, when it enters the battlefield, scry 1.
That card's pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, it's an O-ring with... It changes the words a little bit, but they give you scry too, so...
Yeah, it's an O-ring with kind of an upside.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's weird.
Because you can't get all non-land permanents, just those 2, but still.
Yeah. Next up is Rally of Wings, a white and 1 for an instant. Untap all creatures you control. Creatures you control gain with flying, get +2/+2. So essentially you're just like, cool, my flyers are bigger, and I'm going to hit you harder.
If you can do a blue-white flyers deck and limited, maybe, but besides that, no.
Yeah,
it's kind of a dead card.
Do a lot.
No. Next one is Ravnica at War. 3 and a white, sorcery. Exile not all multicolored permanents. Sideboard standard, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what the meta is going to be, and it's pretty cute, but that's all.
Next up is Rising Populace, a white and 2 for a human. Whenever another creature or planeswalker you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on him. He is a 2/2 starting out. He's okay. He's going to be cool and limited, but that's really about where he should be.
Yeah. It'll make combat math a little scary. Now, next one is one of the coolest ideas for a card. Single combat, 3 and 2 white. Each player chooses a creature or planeswalker they control, then sacrifice the rest. Players can't cast creature or planeswalker spells until the end of your next turn. And why it's cool is because it has Nahiri and Sorin fighting to the death.
Yeah. I like this idea because if Nicol Bolas, like if lore-wise he pulls all the Planeswalkers there to kill them all, then he's just like, oh, Nahiri's really strong. Who does she not like? Oh, Sword. Let's just bring him too.
Let's distract
make
her.
them fight each other.
Because
that's all they did.
Yeah. She's one of the strongest Planeswalkers out there, and he's right to be scared of her. So it's like, yeah, Soren, you deal with that. I
mean, she has a pocket Eldrazi. Like, let's get real. She's just like, Eldrazi. Bah, bah, bah. So I like the idea that they're just like, hey, these two still don't like each other, and they don't care what's happening. Yeah. They're going to kill each other.
Exactly.
Next up is a Sunblade Angel, a white and 5 for a 3/3 flying first strike vigilance lifelink.
Limited bomb.
Yeah, it's a limited goodness. It costs too much to do anything else with it because you literally get all those abilities in a Lear Dawnbringer minus vigilance.
Yeah, and costs 1 less. Yeah, that's why it's an uncommon. So
yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
but it's good and limited.
Yeah. The next one is Teo, the Shield Mage, 2 and a white, loyalty with 5, legendary planeswalker. His static ability is you have hexproof, so you can't be a target of spells or abilities. You as a player. And then you get -2, create a 0/3 white wall creature token with Defender. So he's kind of cute.
He's actually pretty good. I like him a lot. He's like a weird control-y sideboard card.
Agreed. Like, especially if you go against black, then you're just like, throw him in there, you can't touch my hand or anything.
Yeah.
It's pretty weird.
Next up is Teo's Light Shield, a white and 2. When it enters the battlefield, put a 1 counter on target creature you control. And it's a 0/3 illusion.
Meh.
It's okay. It's not really that great, though.
It's a filler limited, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Next one is Tomic, the Distinguished Advocist. It's 2 white, 2/3 flying, which those stats in general are just good. But lands on the battlefield and land cards in your graveyard cannot be a target of spells or abilities your opponent controls. Your opponents can't play land cards from the graveyards. This is extremely weird, like ability and such. It's probably going to be great in EDH. Probably in Modern, maybe? Like, I don't know. Or even Legacy.
Yeah, this card's going to hit Legacy pretty easily, too.
Yeah. Because definitely in the Humans Modern deck, like, you strip mining your lands and all that, just no. Don't touch my lands.
Yeah, because it's a human. That's dumb, too. So you're like, Cavern of Souls. Don't counter this. Yeah. Thanks.
And it's a 2/3 flyer. Like, that's good for 2 mana. It's ridiculous.
Pretty good.
Yeah, he is. Keep an eye on him.
Next up is Topple the Statue. A white and 2 for an instant, tap target permanent. If it's an artifact, destroy it. Draw a card. This card's actually kind of good. Like, I like the idea of this card.
Yeah.
It's really just a limited card if you use it at all. But I like the idea of it because you're just like, keep that dude tapped down. If it's an artifact, I get to kill it.
Yeah, just kill it. Artifact creatures can be powerful. It's weird. I don't know what creatures are toppling over the Bolas statue because they're just like Eldrazi looking things. But anyways, we'll get to the next thing.
It's like a giant vine dude.
Yeah. Oh, yay. Next one, Trusted Pegasus. 2 and a white, flying. Whenever it attacks, target creature without flying gains flying until end of turn. Classic 2/2 limited goodness.
Yeah, we've had this dude before.
Yeah, all the time. And pick them and limited.
Next up is, in my opinion, one of the best Planeswalkers of the set.
It's pretty good.
The Wanderer. A white and 3 for 5 loyalty Planeswalker. Prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to you and other permanents you control. -2, exile target creature with power 4 or greater.
Yep. Get out of here, burn.
Yeah. And this card combos real well with another card we'll talk about later. It actually is insane.
Yeah.
And I also think this card is probably going to be Elspeth, like, underneath it. But they just don't want to show that.
Yeah.
But that's who I think it is.
I wonder if she's wearing a golden mask like from the other, when she went to the Underrealm.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, super good. It gets rid of big dudes. And basically that is an Elspeth power. 4 or greater. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, she's really good, though.
She is very good. The next one is Wanderer's Strike. 4 and a white. Sorcery, exile target creature, then proliferate. It is a limited goodness. Because it's a white card, and if you don't have black or red, then it's great creature control.
Yeah, and it gives you extra things other than just creature control.
Yep.
So, awesome. And the final white card we got is War Screecher. It's a white and 1 for a 1/3 flyer. You can pay a white and 5. Other creatures you control get +1/+1.
This card's bad.
Yeah. The card is awful, really. Don't use it.
If you do use it, it's just a 1/3 flyer for 2. That's about it. But don't use it.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
Alright, with that is the end of the white. We'll go ahead and get on to the blue next. Alright, now with the blue. Ashiok Skulker, the first one up. 4 and 1, 3/5. You can pay 3 and a blue. It can't be blocked this turn. It's okay limited. Pretty much.
Yeah, it's pretty much just a limited card. It's neat. Nothing really crazy, though.
Yeah.
Next up is Bolus, a blue and 1 for a 1/3. When he enters the battlefield, look at the top 3 of your library. You may reveal an instant or sorcery from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in any order.
AKA, look at the 3 bottom cards of your library most of the time. Like, that's the joke. You look at the top 3, it's like, oh, I can't do any of that. Put it in the bottom. Thanks.
Yeah.
It's
cool. It's just cool. Like a limited card, if that.
Yeah. The new art on it's pretty awesome. Because it's a reprint for sure. Alright, the next one is Aven Eternal. 2 and a blue. Zombie Bird Warrior. Flying 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, amass 1. The new keyword. For amass, put a 1/1 counter on an army you control. If you don't control one, create a 0/0 black zombie army creature token first. And then put a 1/1 counter on it. I think this can get out of hand for sure. And this is a limited super good card. Because it's a 2/2 flyer for 3, which is pretty much the basic stats. And you get a 1/1 on the ground to block or get bigger. This card is really good.
Yeah, and the art's awesome.
Yeah, the art is super awesome.
Like, I would definitely love just to have that art on my wall.
Yeah,
it's badass.
I love the Lesotep colors that they have.
Yeah.
For all the dudes.
Alright. Whatever. Next up. Bond of Insight. A blue and 3. Sorcery. Each player puts the top 4 cards of their library into their graveyard. Return up to 2 instant sorceries from your graveyard to your hand. Exile Bond of Insight.
Wow. If you do mill, that's pretty good. That's super good, actually.
Yeah. Because Izzet and Dimir... Well, the bonds are pretty cool because it's like the 2 guilds working together to help.
Yeah.
And this one is Izzet and Dimir joining forces for a second to be like, hey, let's do some things.
Yeah. And I love how they put the guild signs together,
too. Yeah.
Alright. Callous Dismissal. 1 and a blue. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, which is classic. But amass 1. So you get to create a dude as well. Sadly, it's a sorcery. But it's still kind of powerful. I'd say it's a nice combat trick for limited.
Also, one of the best artworks in the set. Commence the endgame. 2 blue and 4. Instant. This spell can't be countered. Draw 2 cards, then amass X, where X is the number of cards in your hand.
This card is busted.
So yeah, you pay 6, you draw 2, and then something gets huge. Or you make a dude and it gets huge.
Yeah. Instant. End of the turn. Can't be countered. Thank you.
Yeah.
This card will be used in control decks, I'm sure of it. It's just too damn good.
Yeah, it is really, really strong for what it does, just because it can do a lot. Like you said, it's an instant. That's what makes it so good.
Yeah. Because you're countering things, you're drawing cards, your cantrips, and then when they're too scared to play something, you're like, end of turn. I have a giant dude now. Yeah. Thanks. And I draw 2.
Yeah, this essentially gives blue a win condition that's an instant.
Yeah.
They don't have to run creatures, because they can just be like, I got lots of cards in hand. That's a 6/6 dude. Thanks.
Yeah. Alright. Next one, Contingent's Plan. 1 and a blue, sorcery, proliferate, and then draw a card. That's all it is.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah, it's neat.
If you build around it, it could be okay, but it's really just a limited card, if that.
Yeah, a build around limited for sure.
Yeah. Next up is the Crush Dissent. It is a blue and 3 instant. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 2, and then you amass 2. It's okay.
It's okay.
I think there's better counter spells. Because there's a lot better cards that do amass, so it's not really needed for that.
Yeah. And if anything, it's like 1 limited maybe for filler.
Yeah.
The next one, Erratic Visionary. It's 1 and a blue, 1/3 wizard. You can pay 1 and a blue, tap it, draw a card, then discard a card. It's okay.
That's neat.
Yeah. Just a little limited.
Next up is the Eternal Skylord, a blue and 4. Begins the battlefield, amass 2. He's a 3/3 zombie wizard. It's pretty cool. Oh, and zombie tokens you control gain flying. So that makes him really, really strong.
Yeah, that makes him really good. So your big old dude that you've been making, he has flying now.
Oh, thank God it says zombie tokens. Because I was like, oh, it just gives the god zombie, or the
gods
all flying?
Yeah,
that's silly.
That's super cute. Fibblefip, the Lost, is the next one. 1 and a blue. He's a 1/1 homunculus legendary creature. He's the cute guy that's always on the totally lost cards.
Mm-hmm.
And when he enters the battlefield, draw a card. If he entered from your library or was cast from your library, you draw 2 cards instead. When he becomes a target of spell, shuffle Fibblefip into the owner's library. So he always keeps coming back.
Yeah, this dude's so good.
He is. He really is good.
What makes him so strong is you get to use silly cards like Vanifar, the sacrifice a dude, do some things, and go get a thing from your deck. So you're like, cool, let's sacrifice this, go get a Fibblefip. Sacrifice him, go get something else.
Yep.
Just, you get to make it so silly.
Like draw 2. It's all good.
Yeah. Next up is the second finale, Finale of Revelation. 2 blue and X. Sorcery. Draw X if X is 10 or more. Instead, shuffle your graveyard in your library, draw X cards, untap up to 5 lands, and you have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Exile Finale of Revelation. So this card is already Commander Bomb.
Yeah.
Commander Bomb status.
Exactly.
Limited, it's not so great. Constructed, it'll be pretty cool, but I don't see it being a whole lot of use in Constructed.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be, and it probably will be, but if you're doing 10, you're kind of just winning.
Yeah, it's always the win more of the 10 for sure.
Yeah.
The next one is Flux Channeler. 2 and a blue. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, proliferate. He's a 2/2.
That card's silly.
This card's... It's insane.
That card's silly.
It is.
Oh, man.
And one of the strongest uncommons in the set, I think. Especially with all the Planeswalkers that you can cast and that are non-creature spells. So you play a Planeswalker. Then you play another Planeswalker, proliferate everything. Another spell. It's just, it gets insane.
Well, that and he's a 3-drop. So you're like turn 2 Goblin Electromancer, turn 3 Flux Channeler.
Yeah.
Now my things cost 1 less and I proliferate everything.
Yeah.
Silly.
That card's going to be really powerful and really used.
Alright, God Eternal Kefnet.
Yeah.
2 blue and 2 for a 4/5 flyer. You may reveal the first card you draw each turn as you draw it. Whenever you reveal an instant or sorcery card this way, copy that card and you may cast the copy. The copy costs 2 less to cast.
Insane.
Whenever he dies or is put into exile from the field, put him in 3rd from the top. He's really, really good.
He's just really, really good.
I don't like him, but that's because he deals with instant sorceries.
Yeah.
I don't really do instants or sorceries. But I'm not saying he's not good, because that dude's gonna wreck people.
I would love to play him in a mid-range burn deck. For sure. Because a 4/5 flying for 4 in blue is already great stats. And the fact that you can just be like, skewer the critics. Oh, I'm going to copy this. You copy it. So you get the card. And you pay 2 less. So you're like 1 red, 3 damage. Oh, I can do this now again. 1 red, 3 damage.
Or you just switch it with risk factor. And you're like, do you want to take 4?
Yeah.
Do you want to take some damage? Because that was a free spell.
Now
I'm going to do it again.
Exactly.
Card's pretty silly. He does some work. He's definitely going to be a constructed staple. Because any kind of like, is it goofy deck is going to run this dude.
Oh, yeah.
Because you get to it's free spells. Like,
yeah. It's just free spells. How could you not want free spells?
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah. Like, this dude's good in all the formats.
And it makes
every format.
Nexus of Fate costs 2 less, so you reveal it and then you copy it and you're like, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
Thanks.
That's pretty dumb.
Ugh. The next one. Jace, Wielder of Mysteries. 1 and 3 blue. He's a 4 loyalty planeswalker. If you would draw a card while your library has no cards in it, you win the game instead. So, you +1, target player puts the top 2 cards of their library in the graveyard, draw a card. -8, draw 7 cards, then if your library has no cards in it, you win the game. He's weird, I'm glad they didn't make him super powerful in this set. I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what he does. I don't know.
Maybe he could be a limited bomb, for sure, because you only have 40 cards instead of 60 to go through. So you just mill yourself and then get there as quick as possible.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Next up is Jace's Triumph. A blue and 2 for a sorcery. Draw 2 cards. If you control a Jace Planeswalker, draw 3 instead.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool, because you pay 1 for 1 if you have a Jace, but...
It works together. I think that art is pure crap, though. I don't know why.
It's not really the best card. It's definitely like a filler draw card in limited. I don't think it's going to be used in standard because there's better draw spells.
Exactly. The next one, Kasmina. What? Enigmatic Mentor. 3 and a blue, 5 loyalty. Spells your opponent's cast that target a creature or planeswalker you control costs 2 more to cast. -2, create a 2/2 blue wizard creature token, draw a card, then discard a card. She's good. Really good in limited, for sure.
Yeah.
And the fact that it has the Frost Breath trigger on it makes her fun.
And if any of those to remember, if you played against a Frost Titan, your life is so much more difficult.
It's just annoying for sure.
Next up, Kasmina's Transmutation. A blue and 1 to make something into a weird blue frog.
Yep.
Enchanted creature loses all abilities and it has base power of a 1/1. Card's awesome.
That card is good, and the fact that it's a common and not like a rare or anything, it's really, really good.
Yeah, it's definitely going to see play in standard, probably as like a sideboard card.
Yeah.
Just so you're like, cool, that big dude, go away.
Yeah. Your Niv Mizzet. It's a 1/1 flyer. Thanks. Sorry.
Why you got to target my Niv Mizzet, bro?
Because It's not an instant or sorcery, so you don't get pinged. Remember that, and they don't draw a card, and you just like flap it on there.
That's fair. All right.
Yeah. The next one, Kiora's Dambreaker. 5 and what'd you call me? It's 5 and a blue, 5/6. Enters the battlefield, proliferate. 5/6 for 6 for blue is not too bad. It's limited.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to it doesn't have a condition to attack like all their big blue creatures do.
Yeah, exactly. I like
this dude's kind of cool.
He is.
It's not the greatest, but in limited, you're just like, I'm gonna make a big dude, and I get free value out of it.
Exactly.
Next up is Lazotep Plating, a blue and 1 for an instant, amass 1, and then you and permanents you control gain hexproof until the end of the turn.
Thank God, I love this card so much. Yeah,
you know where I sit on this card.
Yeah,
I don't.
You don't like those, but the fact that all your permanents, including your planeswalkers, have hexproof, and you as well, for just 1 more mana than Dive Down, and you create a little dude.
You get a dude.
Sign me up.
Awesome.
This card is insane, and I'm gonna play in standard as much as possible.
Yeah, card is really good. I'll give you that.
All right, next one is Naga Eternal. 2 blue, 2 and a blue, 3/2. Man, that's it.
He's a cool filler card.
Yeah, filler card, but otherwise don't play him.
Next up is Narset, Partner of Veils. 2 blue and 1 for a 5 loyalty planeswalker. Each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. -2, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them and put it in your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order.
I think this is sideboard good against control. Like if you're control playing against control.
Oh yeah, very much sideboard card.
Yeah.
It's very terrible and limited.
Yeah.
But it's very good in standard.
Agreed. I mean, we'll get to Teferi later, and that'll probably be your main board, but this is still pretty good as well. The next one, Narset's Reversal. 2 blue, instant. Copy target instant or sorcery spell, then return it to its owner's hand. You may choose new targets for that copy. It's pretty silly. I don't like the fact that, they get their card back, but I don't know.
It's a better twin cast, so
Yeah.
I mean, I'm okay with it.
And it does say owner's hand, not opponent, so therefore, you can cast something, copy it, and then put it back in your hand if you want to keep it later, kind of thing. Ooh, that's perfect. So, in a counter war, you counter something, they counter, but you go and copy your counter, put it back in your hand, and then that counters the main card again, kind of thing.
Neat.
There we go. Just solved it. It's broken.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Next up is No Escape. A blue and 2 for an instant, counter target creature or planeswalker spell. If that spell is countered this way, exile it instead, and then scry 1. I like this card a lot.
Limited though.
I don't know.
I mean, there's so many counter spells out there. It's ridiculous.
There's probably better for standard, but this one is pretty good.
Yeah. The next one, Relentless Advance. 3 and a blue, sorcery, amass 3. That's all it is. Limited, maybe. That's about it.
It's not the best, but it could be useful.
Yeah.
Next up, a Rescuer Sphinx. 2 blue and 2 for a 3/2 flyer. When it comes into play, you may return a non-land permanent you control to its owner's hand. If you do, it comes into play with a 1/1 counter on it. So it's really, really good and limited because you reset your planeswalkers. That's its main purpose. You're like, oh, that dude's going to die. Bring him back to my hand.
Yeah.
Or I've used all the loyalty off this one. Bring it back to my hand.
And it's a 4/3 for 3 or 4 after that if you bounce something. So
that dude's pretty good limited.
Really good and limited. The next one is Silent Submarine. The Submersible. Thanks. It's a 2 blue, 2/3. Remember Thoptercopter that they tried to make for Magic? Well, it's kind of like that, but more controlled. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, draw a card. Crew 2. That's all it is.
It's pretty good.
So it doesn't have flying, so it can't just win all the time, and the crew is up to 2 instead. So I don't know. I like this card.
Yeah, I think it'll be used. It does draw you cards. It's really good and limited.
Yeah.
I think it'll be used in standard, though.
I don't know. Maybe even just if mono blue tempo is still a thing, this could be one of the cards. Because all your small dudes, and you just all right, well, I'm going to draw a card with this card instead.
All right, so the next one, you done messed up when you pissed off all the courier owls.
Yeah.
Sky Theater Strix, a blue and 1 for a 1/2 flyer. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it gets +1/+0 until the end of the turn. Yep. And the flavor text literally says, "Courier elves join the fray, attacking the Dreadhorde with a viciousness usually reserved for male thieves." When you get to the point where you pissed off male birds, you done messed up.
Yeah, or done something right.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, the artwork is awesome. Actually,
yeah.
Like, why this set has so much good artwork? It's ridiculous.
And it's weird that half prowess is a thing in this set.
Yeah.
The next card is going to be a janky of our favorites. Is a Spark Double, 3 and a blue, 0/0. It's an illusion. But you may have Spark Double enter the battlefield as a copy of creature or planeswalker you control, except it enters with an additional +1/+1 counter if it's a creature or loyalty counter if it's a planeswalker. And it's not legendary if the permanent is legendary. So, yeah, pretty cute.
Card's so dumb. It's a better clone. Like... Yeah. Great. The dude gets a counter, or I get 2 planeswalkers of the same one.
Yep.
Because why not?
Which could be really ridiculous, I can only tell.
Yeah.
Because all the planeswalkers have static abilities, so you're like doubling on that.
Or you just get 2 of those and you have double wanderers, and then they can't kill any of your stuff with non-combat damage.
Yeah.
Great.
Or you're just like 2 Gideons. Gideon.
Yeah.
And then
Arr!
Another Gideon. You're like, yeah.
Yeah.
And they can give each other lifelink. And vigilance, well, that wouldn't matter, but you know.
Yeah, the Spark Double is going to be really good in Standard. It's not going to be like a lot of a card in Standard, but it'll be there.
I'll play 1 or 2.
It'll be like that weird sideboard tech that somebody uses and it just crushes someone.
Yeah, pretty much.
Next up is a Spellkeeper Weird. A blue and 2 for a 1/4. 2 mana, tap, sacrifice it, return target instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand.
Meh.
It's not really usable in my opinion.
Not at all. I agree.
There's better cards to do.
The next, Stealth Mission. 3 sorcery. Put 2 1/1 counters on target creature you control. That creature can't be blocked this turn. I think this is a very good limited card. But that's about it. Especially for blue. You're like, okay, this little dude. And it makes a small dude bigger for 3 mana. I like it. Pretty good.
Tamiyo's Epiphany. A blue and 3. Scry 4, then draw 2 cards.
Meh.
It's cool. It's a sorcery, so it's not going to really be used, but it's cool.
Yeah. Next one, Teferi's Time Twist. What a twist. It's 1 and a blue instant. Actually, I haven't seen this card. Exile target permanent you control. Return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. If it entered the battlefield as a creature, it enters with a 1/1 counter on it for sure. I like it.
So it's like a weirder release to the wind.
Yeah, it is. You just don't cast it. And it says permanent, so you can do planeswalkers if they try to attack it. And I don't know. I like it. But there's a lot of tricks like that nowadays, so what are you going to use, right?
Right. Next up is a Thunder Drake. A blue and 3 for a 2/3 flyer. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, put a 1/1 counter on Thunder Drake.
It's pretty cool. And I like the art on this too. It's very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
The next one, as we talked about, is Totally Lost. 4 and a blue, instant. Put target non-permanent on top of its owner's library. And Fib is on top of the Bola statue.
Yeah, he's like, where am I at?
Well, what happened? Someone targeted me. I'm out of here.
Yeah. The last blue card is Wall of Runes. 1 blue, Defender Wall. Comes into play, scry 1, and it's a 0/4 wall.
It's a 0/4 wall that goes with the wall deck that everyone wants to play with. Artemis or whatever the name is of that dragon I completely forgot about. But that's it.
That's it for the blue.
Yep, that's it blue. We'll get into the black now. Alright, first up is Aid the Fallen. 1 and a black, sorcery. Choose 1 or both. Return target creature card from the graveyard to your hand. Classic. Return target planeswalker from your graveyard to your hand. That's pretty new. And for 2 mana, that's pretty good.
Yeah, great.
Especially in limited, definitely put that in your deck. 1 of, at least.
Alright, so move aside Raging Goblin. You have a buddy now.
Yeah.
Banehound, 1 black for a 1/1 lifelink haste. Awesome.
Why does black get the better Raging Goblin?
Yeah, I was like, this thing's awesome.
This is ridiculous.
Dude's so good.
Yeah, he is. There's probably a lot of tricks you can deal with him, but he's awesome.
Limited goodness, constructed goodness, black little dude's goodness, just all kinds of
just good.
Good.
The next one, Bleeding Edge, 1 and 2 black, sorcery. Up to 1 target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn, and then mass 2, which is a good limited spell for sure.
Next up is Bolas's Citadel. 3 black and 3 for a legendary artifact. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may play the top card of your library. If you cast a spell this way, you pay life equal to its convert mana cost rather than pay its mana cost. Mm-hmm. Tap, sacrifice 10 non-land permanents. Each opponent loses 10. This card's silly. It's super bonkers, silly. And of course we're going to use it. Like, duh. Yeah. Card is wild and it does all kinds of weird things, and I want it.
I want to use it in an Aristocrats deck, and it would just be insane.
It's not. It'll be cool and limited, actually, just because it's a free dude. But
if you cast a spell this way, gain life. I mean, you can just constantly just keep doing it until you're at 1, and then you're like, I win. Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. Yeah. Definitely weird.
The next one, Bond of Revival. 4 and a black sorcery. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste until end of turn. This card's always been used, but the fact that your creature gains haste now, not too bad.
Yeah.
Limited.
Golgarian Rakdos. Joining forces again.
Oh, yeah.
Next one is Charity Extractor. A black 3 for a human knight 1/5 with lifelink.
I love how he has the tithe.
Yeah, he's like, hey, you're giving me money.
Yeah.
Like, it's like not, you don't have a choice.
Yeah, thanks. War, no war. Your donations are due, as always.
Leave it up to Orzhov. Pay your dues, bruh.
Yep. I like it. Next one. Command the Dread Horde. 4 and 2 black sorcery. Okay, this is the combo we were talking about with the Wanderer here. Mm-hmm. Choose any number of target creature and or Planeswalker cards in graveyards, all of them. Command the Dread Horde deals damage to you equal to the total converting mana cost of those cards. Put them onto the battlefield under your control. Now, the Wanderer, if you want to go back to our white little spot, says prevent all non-combat damage to you and your permanents you control. This says deal damage. This doesn't say pay life or you lose life. This literally says deal damage to you.
Yeah.
So you prevent it.
So turn 4 you drop the Wanderer, hope she lives a turn or two, and then you're like, I want all your dudes.
Yeah.
And I get them all free.
Yeah. Turn 4 Wanderer, turn 5 board wipe, and then turn 6 you're like, everything's mine. Just all of it is all mine.
Card is insanely good.
Really good.
Next up is one of the other Ravnica Planeswalkers. Davriel Rogue Shadow Mage. A black and 2 for 3 mana or 3 loyalty.
Yeah.
At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, that player, if they have 1 or fewer cards in hand, he deals 2 to them.
Yes.
And then -1, target player discards a card. Dude's pretty silly.
Yeah. Bet I'm gonna make a deck out of this. I've been waiting for like a rack deck of some sort to come in the standard.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's gonna be like a weird standard card. He's okay in limited, but you're not gonna really like focus on him in limited.
No, but I mean the fact that you can play him and be like, well, just discard a card.
Yeah.
Discard a card, and see if they have to swing into it or not. I think it's good. Mm-hmm. Speaking of his card, the Shadow Fuge?
Yeah.
3 and a blue sorcery. Target player discards 2 cards and loses 2 life. Meh.
It's okay.
It's okay. I don't know if you want to play it over Mind Rot if you do play it with him, because 1 extra mana is sad, but his curve goes up with it, so.
Yeah, it is pretty cool, but I don't know if it's going to be super useful or not.
Exactly.
Alright, Deliver Unto Evil. A black and 2 for a sorcery. Choose up to 4 target cards in your graveyard. If you control a Bolas Walker, return those cards to your hand. Otherwise, an opponent chooses 2 of them. Leave the chosen in your graveyard and put the rest in your hand. Exile to Deliver Unto Evil.
This is one of my favorite arts of the set. It's beautiful. It's amazing. And I personally like this card.
This card is wild.
Yeah.
Because if you have a Bolas Walker, cool. You get them all. If you don't, it gives your opponent choices that they have to figure out.
Yeah. And it doesn't say 4 different names either. So if you have copies of a card, you're like, well, I'll get the 2 of the same copy. What are you going to do? Like, give me the 2 of the main copies I want? Or split them up? How are you going to do that?
Yeah.
I like it. Next one, Dread Horde Invasion. 1 in a black enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life and amass 1. And of course, if you don't know, you make a zombie army creature token or pump 1 up. Whenever a zombie token you control is power 6 or greater attacks, it gains lifelink until end of turn. Everyone's comparing this to Bitter Blossom a little bit. It's not as powerful because you only get 1 dude every time. It might kill you at the end, but I don't know.
It does make a dude angry.
Yeah, it does make a dude real angry. Even if you have 2 of them on the field, that's like 3 turns, you make a dude a 6/6 and you swing, and you gain that life back. So, meh. I like to see what happens with it.
Alright, next up, the most like metal looking cat I've seen in a minute. A Dread Malkin for 1 black as a 1/1 zombie cat menace. Awesome.
Yeah.
Pay a black and 2, sacrifice another creature or planeswalker, put 2/1 counters on this guy. That card's actually pretty good and limited.
Yeah, might be a limited bomb for uncommon for sure.
The card's so weird and I love it.
Like, you want to swing at my planeswalker? Cool, I'll sack it instead, damage, and then it's a bigger. It's a 3/3 once you sacrifice 1 dude. That's good.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. Next one is Dust Mantle Operative. 1 in a black. It can be blocked by creatures with power 4 or greater. It's a 2/2. I really like this card a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Reminds me of the Kithkin days, for sure.
Next up is the Elder Spell. 2 black sorcery. Destroy any number of target planeswalkers. Choose a planeswalker you control. Put 2 loyalty counters on it for each planeswalker destroyed this way. So in a set that's heavy with planeswalkers, they're like, let's kill them all.
Yeah.
Because it can.
Just do it.
Because, I mean, Nicol Bolas knows all the fun tricks. So you do have to have a planeswalker to really play this card, but that's okay.
It says choose, because it says choose a planeswalker you control, making it where it sounds like you do need a planeswalker. But if you're playing against the match, then you're just like, kill all of them, all of yours, and my dude gets big.
Yeah.
And then you ultimate, and then you win.
Yeah, pretty much.
Silly. The next one is Eternal Taskmaster. 1 in a black. It enters the battlefield tapped as a 2/1, but whenever it attacks, you may pay 3, 2 in a black, and you may turn target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. It's pretty cute, limited. I don't know how powerful it would be, but it's kind of cute.
Next up, we got Finale of Eternity. 2 black and X. Destroy up to 3 target creatures with toughness X or less. If X is 10 or more, return all creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield.
I think this is the strongest of all of them, just because it gets rid of 3 dudes, and especially if you're playing against aggro, you basically just pay 4 mana and you're like, kill, kill, kill. Because I don't know. It's really good.
Yeah, it's pretty silly because it can kill. It doesn't. So it automatically targets 3 dudes, but you have to have a toughness X or less. So yeah, 4 mana is 2 and under. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Card is silly.
Yeah, that card is real silly. All right. Next one, God Eternal Bontu. 3 and 2 black. Zombie God. He's a 5/6 with Menace for 5, so that's super strong. When he enters the battlefield, sacrifice any number of other permanents. Jesus, I didn't read that part. Then draw that many cards. And then, of course, with the God effect, if it dies or gets exiled, you put on the 3rd from the top of your deck.
Yeah, this dude's awesome.
Yeah.
I love Bontu a lot. He's not as strong as the other 2 so far, but he's still really, really good.
Like, at the end game, if you're flooding with a bunch of lands and you play them and you sacrifice any number of lands that you need to draw that many cards to play out, I think that's super good.
And he's a 5/6 menace.
Yeah.
I will kill you in like 2 turns.
And then with Aristocrats, believe me, he's going in there.
Yeah, for sure. Constructed Greatness.
Yeah.
Herald of the Dread Horde. A black and 3 for a 3/2 zombie warrior. When he dies, put a mass 2. So it's a cool limited card.
Yeah.
It's not really anything else than that. I don't see it being used anywhere else.
No.
It's not that good.
Just limited powerless, for sure. The next one. Kaya's Ghost Form. 1 black enchantment. Enchant creature or planeswalker you control. Enchanted permanent dies or is put into exile, so that's super good. Return that card to the battlefield under your control. It's a common, guys. This should be an uncommon at least.
It's probably the best common in the set because this card is so good.
Yeah. The fact that it says Planeswalkers and that it says from exile, so if they O-ring it or Ixalan binding it, you're like, nope, just return it on the battlefield. Sorry. And it definitely Planeswalkers. Be like, I'm going to ultimate my Planeswalker. Enchant. Ultimate. I get it back. Do some more stuff.
Yeah. It's just
good.
a really good card. It's
just
definitely a limited bomb because it saves a creature too. And then limited creatures are gods, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then in standard, it's going to be really good for either creature or planeswalker. Card's just good.
It's just super good.
Next up is a Lazotep Behemoth. A black and 4 for a 5/4 zombie hippo.
Good limited.
Yeah, it's a good limited hippo.
Those are good stats. Next one, Lazotep Reaver. 1 in a black. When it enters the battlefield, amass 1. That's a 1/2. Good limited.
Pretty good. Next up is Liliana the Dread Horde General.
Oof.
2 black and 4 for Liliana. She's got 6 loyalty. Awesome.
Yeah.
Whenever a creature you control dies, draw a card. Already good.
Static ability.
+1. Create a 2/2 black zombie token. -4. Each player sacrifices 2 creatures. -9. Each opponent chooses a permanent they control of each permanent type and sacrifices the rest. Yeah. In my opinion, this is probably one of the best Planeswalkers in this set.
Yeah, agreed.
Dare I say, like, she rivals the old Elspeth in power level, like in terms of that Elspeth of that set with Liliana of this set.
Yeah.
Because she draws you cards, she creates dudes, and she kills dudes.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you want from a walker. Sure, she costs 6, but she protects herself the moment she gets played.
Yep. And the fact that her ultimate literally is you win the game. Because it's permanent, so they have to pick one land, and then one creature, artifact, blah, blah, blah. But one land.
Yeah, that card is so good.
Yeah.
She definitely try to get your Lilianas, because she's going to be good.
Yeah, and I even would pair it with the other Liliana, too, because it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, she's going to definitely... She's a bomb in Limited, and she's going to be definitely used in Constructed.
Yeah. The next one, Liliana's Triumph. 1 in a black, instant. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. If you control Liliana, each opponent also discards a card. So, second part is meh. First one is pretty good.
Yeah, it's another one of the 2-mana edicts, and it's so good.
Yeah.
Alright, next up is one of my favorite creatures of the set.
Yep.
Massacre Girl. 5 mana for a 4/4 legendary creature with Menace. Awesome.
Just good.
Whenever it enters the battlefield, each other creature gets -1/-1 until the end of turn. Whenever a creature dies this turn, each creature other than her gets -1/-1. So, comes into play, all your dudes are -1. I'm going to bolt that dude. Oh, now that dude's dead, all dudes get -2/-2.
Yeah.
You do it again. It just keeps triggering.
So if you're going against a token or aggro deck, just all it takes is one dude to die, and then immediately it's just a tidal wave. Just
yeah, it's just a snow, just a waterfall. Boop. It's so good.
It's really good. And it makes combat really bad, because you're like, you swing and they block, and they're like, well, kill your big dude. Now all your other dudes are smaller. Have fun.
Limited bomb, constructed goodness.
Yeah. And your dudes get smaller too, except her, and she's just good. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one. Obnixilis, the Hate Twisted. 3 and 2 black for 5 loyalty Planeswalker. Whenever opponent draws a card, Obnixilis Hate Twisted deals 1 damage to that player. And then you can -2, destroy target creature, its controller draws 2 cards. Now, that's any creature on your side or their side. So if you want to draw 2 cards, you kill a small dude off. Draw 2 cards, done. But every time they draw, they take 1. It's okay. It's decent.
Yeah, he's not like great, but he's not terrible.
Yeah.
Obnixilis' Cruelty. A black and 2 for an instant. Target creature gets -5/-5 until the end of turn. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead.
Yep. It's good. It's instant -5/-5 for 3. So I limited, super used in limited, and probably maybe in standard too, depending on your playstyle of the deck. Because it kills a Lyra. And that's all you really need.
It's pretty good.
The next one, Price of Betrayal. 1 black sorcery. You remove up to 5 counters from target artifact, creature, planeswalker, or opponent. It's damn good.
Yeah, this card is amazing.
It's
not gonna be it's okay in limited. It's not really great in limited,
yeah.
But constructed, in standard,
sideboard,
modern, and legacy, it's good because it gets through a lot of everything. Like all your little silly counters that you've been holding on to, like modern, it gets silly because you're like, oh, your ether vial, go it.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore.
It's back to 0. Thank you, humans.
It's so silly.
Creature, Hydrocrassus, you're dead for 1 black. Remove those counters on him. I don't care.
Yeah.
And then Planeswalker. That's self-explanatory.
Yeah, this card is really good.
Very good.
Next up is a Shriek Diver. A black and 2 for a 2/1 flyer. You pay 1, he gains haste.
I think don't use this card. This card's bad. Like 2/1 flying for 3 is kind of meh. And the ability is you pay extra to give it haste.
I'll play this dude in limited. You kidding me? It's a 2/1 flyer. Limited card, but that's really about it.
Barely limited. Next one, Sorin's Thirst or Fariko's Cure. 2 black, instant. Sorin's Thirst deals 2 damage to target creature and you gain 2 life. Simple. Limited.
So again, it's got Sorin and Nahiri fighting.
Yeah.
She says, I see you're out of the wall that I put you in.
And it's at night times.
Yeah,
and the other
so
card
good.
was in daytime.
Yes.
So therefore they're just fighting all day.
It's so good. Spark Harvest. 1 black. As additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature or pay a black and 3. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. It's a sorcery. That's its downfall because it's a sorcery, but it is pretty cool.
But in Aristocrats, if you pay 1 black and sack a dude that you want to sack and you destroy a Planeswalker with it, it's Bone Splinters but with Planeswalkers, and that's good. I think maybe limited in like a build-around deck for sure.
Rip Domri.
Yep, bye-bye. The next one is Spark Reaper, 2 in black. It's a 2/3 for 3. Pay 3, sacrifice a creature or Planeswalker, you gain a life, draw a card. It's limited, okay.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Next up is the Tithe Bearer Giant. A black and 5 for a 4/5. When he enters the battlefield, you draw a card and lose a life. This card's kind of bad.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's a limited okay card.
Yeah.
But it's not really that great.
Yeah. The next one, Toll of the Invasion. 2 in a black, sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. Amass 1. Maybe a limited filler. That's about it. I wouldn't really use it in standard.
Unlikely Aid. A black and 1. Instant. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains indestructible to end the turn.
It is Gideon riding on Rakdos. That's all I gotta say.
That's unlikely, yeah. And the flavor text, no one will ever ride me again, Gideon. Expect no further favors. But I mean, when there's a big threat, you put your pride aside for a second.
Yeah.
That's hardcore, man.
That's awesome. But limited combat trigger.
Yeah, definitely a limited card, but I mean, it's Gideon riding Rakdos. Like, it's awesome. That's what makes the card great.
Yeah. The next one is Vampire Opportunist. 1 in the black, 2/1, man. Pay 7. Each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2. The thing, it says, I think I cracked a fang, because it's a vampire trying to eat a Lassotep zombie. So he's made of iron and steel. Yeah, it's just silly.
This card's so bad.
It's super bad. Don't play it.
It's so
this
bad.
Card, everyone makes fun of Child of Night. It's a 2/1 lifelinker. This doesn't even have lifelink. It's super bad.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah.
Vizier of the Scorpion. A black and 2 for a 1/1. When he enters the battlefield, amass 1, and zombie tokens you control have Death Touch. So he just stabbing the zombies with poison. Here.
Yeah. Limited, okay. Standard, you have Death Baron. So this...
Yeah.
Negate that.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be all that good. I mean, it's cool, but...
Yeah.
It's really not needed.
Yeah. Next one, Vraska's Finisher. 2 in a black. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target creature or planeswalker and opponent controls if it was dealt damage this turn. It's a 3/2. Limited for sure. This card's busted. I like it. Especially it says planeswalker, so if you just swing in one little dude, kill it. Maybe standard 2-ish? You have Playcrafter in standard, so who knows?
Yeah, it could be useful in standard, but we'll have to see. And that is it for the black cards. We'll get into the red. Now we're going to delve into the red. First up is On-Crop Invader, a red and 2 for a 2/2 zombie Minotaur warrior. As long as it's your turn, he gets first strike. Pay 1, sacrifice another creature, he gets +2/+0.
He's okay limited.
Yeah, he's a good limited card. That's about it.
Yep. And next one is Blind Blast. 2 in a red instant. Deals 1 damage to target creature. That creature can't block this turn. Draw a card. Limited, maybe 1 filler. That's about it.
It's not really great.
No.
Next up is Bolt Bend, a red and 3 instant. This spell costs 3 less to cast if you control a creature of power 4 or greater. Change the target of target spell with a single target.
This card is really good. It's insane that for 1 red, that you can just be like, oh, your kill spell? No, it goes to your creature instead. Thank you. So you can, on turn 5, you can play a big dude and not worry. Especially like Goreclaw on turn 5 with the red open. So they're like, kill it. And you're like, nope, thank you. Or onto one of your smaller dudes because you don't care. Like, it's just really good. Next one is a Bond of Passion, 4 red sorcery. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature. It gains haste. It deals 2... Bond of Passion deals 2 damage to any other target. It's kind of bad, to be honest.
It's really meh.
Because for that, just to gain dude, that's usually 3 costs for Act of Treason. You're going to pay double just to do 2 damage? No, thank you.
Yeah. Not really worth.
No.
Next up is a Burning Prophet, a red and 1 for a 1/3 human wizard. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, she gets +1/+0 until the end of turn, and then you scry 1.
Yep, she gets the prowl part of the prowl list apparently.
It's pretty good. Not like crazy, but it's okay.
It's okay. Now, if talking about that bond again, if they made it where you can take control of a planeswalker until end of turn, that would have been worth six mana for limited.
Yeah,
definitely. Next, so let's go to the next one. Chain Whip Cyclops. 4 in a red, 4/4, pay 4, so 3 in a red. Target creature can't block this turn. Really good and limited. It's a 4/4 that makes things can't block. Done.
That's good. That's really about it. Yeah,
limited.
Next up is Chandra, the Fire Artisan. 2 red and 2 for a 4 loyalty walker. Whenever one or more loyalty counters are removed from her, she deals that much damage to target opponent or planeswalker. +1, exile the top card of your library. You may play that in this turn.
Classic.
-7, exile the top 7 of your library. You may play them this turn.
So, I think this card is a sleeper hit for sure. 1, why is there Thopters in her art and she's not using Thopters?
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, why are they there?
And 2, the fact that whenever it's removed, so when she takes damage, that damage goes to the player at the same time. So at most, if they keep attacking her, they're taking damage, especially if you +1 her 5 damage while they try to kill her. It's just good. I think it's really good.
Yeah, I think she's going to be a really good card to use, and a lot of people haven't figured this out, I don't think, but if you get her high enough, you can just pay 1 black and they take 5. Because you're like, remove 5 from her, that thing dies. Go.
That is true.
With that silly 1 black, remove 5 permanent 5 things.
Yeah. Be like, kill your planeswalker. And then, of course, if you get to ultimate and then you put that black enchantment on her, you -7, take 7, she comes back, and then you get to have more fun again.
She's pretty silly.
Yeah, I like her. The next one is Chandra's Pyrohelix. 1 in a red, instant, deals 2 damage, divided as you choose among 1 or 2 targets. So limited, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a limited card. Chandra's Triumph, a red and 1 instant, deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. It deals 5 damage to that permanent if you control a Chandra instead. It's okay.
It's okay. Limited.
Yeah, it's definitely like a limited card.
I mean, because you can just use Lightning Strike. And then maybe if you have Chandra, then you would use this over Lightning Strike. But it can't go to face, just creature or planeswalkers. So, yeah. Next one, Cyclops Electromancer. 4 in a red, 4/2. When Electromancer enters the battlefield, it deals X damage to target creature and opponent controls, where X is the number of instant sorcery cards in the graveyard. This is garbage. I think don't play this.
Yeah, there's a lot better, but he's okay. Like, he's a filler card if you need him to be in limited, but
yeah,
not really.
Because with the defense of 2, and in limited, you're not going to have that many instants of sorceries, so he's just a...
Next up is Demolish, a red and 3 for a sorcery, destroy target artifact or land.
Classic. Next one, Devouring Hellion. 2 in a red. Oh, I thought that was flavor text for a second. So it's a 2/2. Enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice any number of creatures and or planeswalkers. If you do, it enters with twice that many 1/1 counters on it. I don't know. I like the idea of this card.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's good and limited. It's an angry card and limited.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there's no crisis a Hellion can't make better.
That's
just what it is. Next up is Dreadhorde Arcanist, or Attack-O Mage.
Yeah, Attack-O Mage.
A red and 1 for a 1/3 zombie wizard with trample. When he attacks, you may cast target instant or sorcery with your mana cost less than or equal to his power from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that card would put it back in the graveyard, exile it instead. So he's a Snapcaster Mage, but only when he attacks.
Or Slapcaster, as well as they say. I like this card a lot. I've seen it being played with pump spells lately, and it's super good.
Yeah, this card is definitely going to see play in Standard because it is pretty silly in the deck you're going to use it in. And it's okay in Limited, but that's not its place.
No.
Its place is Standard.
And I would love to see it in Modern, because, you can opt and do all the 1 mana cantrips for free when he attacks.
Yeah.
It's really good. Alright, next one is Dreadhorde Twins. 3 in a red. When it enters the battlefield, amass 2. 2/2. and zombie tokens you control have trample. It's good. 4 power for 4 seems good.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Next up is Finale of Promise. 2 red and X. Sorcery. You may cast up to 1 target instant and or up to 1 target sorcery from your graveyard with convert mana cost X or less without paying their cost.
Yep.
If a card would be cast this way, re-exile it instead. If X is 10 or more, copy each of those spells twice. You may choose new targets for the copies. Commander, this card is bonkers.
Yeah.
Standard, I don't know what you're going to do very much with this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's usable, but I don't know how bad it is.
You have to build around this card so hard.
Yeah.
To make it, because you have to have sorcery and instant to make it worth it, and to pay 4 to cast 2 cards that are 2 mana in your graveyard. It's up there. Maybe like if you have a burn and a chart, of course, cool. Then you could do it for 4 mana. We'll see.
Yeah.
Next one, Goblin Assailant. 1 and a red. 2/2. That's all it is. Just a 2/2 little gobbo.
Sometimes you need him.
He's a filler card.
Goblin Assault Team. A red and 3 with a 4/1 haste. When he dies, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Dude's really cool limited.
Yeah, limited silliness. I would definitely do that.
Yeah, he's definitely limited bomb. The whole team.
Yep. The next one, Grim Initiate. 1 red. First strike. When it dies, amass 1. It's a 1/1. I like it.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Definitely a limited card.
And it replaces itself, and first strike's nothing to scoff at. So.
Next up is Heartfire. Red and 1 for an instant. As additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature or planeswalker. It deals 4 damage to any target.
Any target.
I don't really think it's worth taking this over Lightning Strike, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah, and the Aristocrats doesn't want to run red. Maybe with Judith, who knows? And it says, I don't know. Build around, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Honor the God Pharaoh, 2 and red, sorcery. As additional cost to cast, discard a card. Draw 2 cards and amass 1. So it's just Tormenting Voice with amass.
Yeah.
It's meh.
It really is meh.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Alright, so Ilharg the Raised Boar. 2 red and 3 for a 6/6 legendary creature boar god with trample. When he attacks, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. Return that creature to your hand at the beginning of the next end step, and then when he dies, put him 3rd from the top, or is exiled. So this is one of the other really good gods. They're all really good, but this one
is, yeah.
He swings and puts a dude into play. If you do this right, you can drop like 18 damage on turn 4 or 5.
Yeah.
It's pretty silly, because you swing with him and you drop a Galta, and somebody's dying.
Yeah, you go turn 1 Elf, or the new guy that we're going to talk about later. Turn 2, Rhythm of the Wild. Turn 3, is it Boar? Because you have 3 mana? No. So turn 4, definitely, though.
Yeah. It's silly.
Turn 4, give him haste, swing. Galta comes in, put a counter on Galta. That's 20 damage. Or 19 damage.
Yep.
Sorry. If you attack with the Elf, it's 20. But yeah, that's silly.
Pretty silly.
That's insane. People are like, oh, he's not that good. There's not many creatures, but everyone just forgets about Galta.
Yeah, I mean, everybody wants, like, come and play triggers, and I'm like, cool, they're great, but, I mean, you just get straight damage with Galta, because it's a 12/12 trample. Great.
And then if
one of them bounces to your hand, so you do it again next turn.
Exactly.
Great. You survived 18 damage the first time, let's do it again.
We're going to play with this card in so many decks, believe
Yeah.
us. The next one is Invading Manticore, 5 and a red, 4/5. When it enters the battlefield, amass 2. Just a good limited card.
Very good limited card.
Yeah. 6 power for 6. What can you ask for?
Next up is Jaya, Venerated Fire Mage, a red and 4 for 5 loyalty. If another red source you control will deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals that much +1 to that thing instead. And -2, she deals 2 damage to any target.
It's not good. Not really. For 5 mana to get a Burning Wrath, and then she doesn't even do the +1 herself either.
I mean, she's good and limited.
Yeah, limited.
Throws all kinds of damage around.
Limited, it's 2 damage. I don't know. We'll see. Her other card, though, Gyra's Greeting, 1 and a red, instant, deals 3 damage to target creature, scry 1 for 2. That's limited, at least. Limited kill.
Next up is my boy Krinko, the 10 Street Kingpin. So a red and 2 for a 1/2. Legendary creature Goblin. Whenever he attacks, put a 1/1 counter on it. Then create a number of 1/1 red goblin tokens equal to his power.
This card is so good.
He's pretty cool. Because with pump spells, he gets silly. Because you're just like, bah, swing.
Yeah.
Make dudes.
With that red-green Thrash, I think, it's a +4/+2 and trample. You put it on here, that's a 4, 5, 6 goblins by turn 3. If you turn 1 Llanowar Elf, yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty silly.
If you play this on turn 2 and they do not answer it, they might lose the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, next one is Mizium Tank. 1 and 2 red vehicle. It's a 3/2 trample. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Mizium Tank becomes an artifact creature and gets +1/+1 until end of turn. I kind of like this card if you build around it. Because you don't have to crew it. You can just play an opt and it gets bigger. But then it has Prowess, so you can just keep casting spells and it gets bigger at that time too. I don't know. I like it in limited for sure too.
Yeah, it's definitely a limited card in my book.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, there's Drakes around, so they're going to use that, so meh for standard, but I like it.
Yeah. Next up is Nahiri Stoneblades, a red and 1 for an instant. Up to 2 target creatures each get +2/+0 until the end of turn. It's a limited cool card. It's really about all it does.
Yep. Now, one of the powerhouse creatures, Nahib, Dreadhorde Champion, 2 and 2 red. He has trample. He's a 5/4 for 4. Whenever Nahib Champion deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, you may discard any number of cards. If you do, draw that many cards and add that much red mana. Until end of turn, you don't lose mana as steps and phases end.
This dude's awesome.
This dude is so good. So if you're flooding out, then you ditch out all the land cards and you draw that many, and then you get mana anyway to cast the spells that you just drew. He's just really good.
Yeah, dude is silly. Definitely be used in standard over something. I'm not sure exactly what yet.
Yeah.
But he's definitely going to be used in standard, and he's definitely going to be really good in limited.
I agree. And yeah, exactly. That dude is just good. I want to play him.
Next up is a Raging Kronk.
Kronk.
A red and 2 for a 4/3 that can't attack alone. It's okay in limited.
Yeah.
It's pretty decent. It's not the best, but it's cool.
Usually with these can't attack alone or block alone, they're usually like 3/3s or 3/2s, but this is a 4/3, and he can still block by himself, which is really powerful. So. Next one, Summit Sprint. 1 red. Target creature gets +2 and +1, gains haste until end of turn. Scry 1. Limited? I mean, that's kind of powerful stats for 1 red.
Yeah. Next up is Sarkhan the Masterless. 2 red and 3 for a 5 loyalty planeswalker. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, each dragon you control does 1 damage to that creature. And then +1 until the end of turn, each planeswalker you control becomes a 4/4 red dragon creature and gains flying. -3, create a 4/4 red dragon token with flying. So if you're playing Super Friends, this dude becomes WinCon. Because you're just like, they're all creatures. Die.
I like him in limited for sure, because if you're just going to grab all the planeswalkers.
Oh yeah, he's a bomb in limited.
Yeah. That's silly.
He's pretty good though. I like him. He's not like the best thing in the world, but he's pretty cool.
You just got to worry about settle the wreckage or just kill cards.
Yeah.
Your planeswalker, oh cool, kill it.
Yep.
Next one is Sarkhan's
Catharsis.
Catharsis. 4 and a red instant. He deals 5 damage to target player or planeswalker. So he's Lightning Axe, but with dragon hands.
Yeah.
And instant speed, so that's even better. That's about it.
Spellgorger Weird. A red and 2 for a weird. It's a 2/2. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a 1/1 counter on Spellgorger Weird.
This guy's good. This is damn good. So
I don't know about that. He's okay.
Non-creature spell, that means the planeswalkers.
Why not just play a Drake or anything else that's better?
Because their defense only goes up to 4. So he keeps going up no matter what.
I don't like him.
I like him. And
we'll just disagree on that.
And if you play planeswalkers, he gets better. And artifacts.
Okay.
Drakes are only instants of sorcery.
Whatever.
Anyways, Tibble Rakish Instigator. It's 2 and a red, and he's back. Everyone's made fun of him, and now he's pissed off. He's a 5 loyalty planeswalker. His static ability, your opponents can't gain life. Thank you. We've needed that for a very long time. And then -2, create a 1/1 red devil creature with, when this creature dies, deal 1 damage to any target. I think this guy is standard playable, especially in sideboard. And limited, he's okay.
Yeah, he's definitely a sideboard card.
Yeah,
for sure.
Sideboard standard, and I love him.
Next up is Tybalt's Rager. A red and 1 for a 1/2 devil. Whenever it dies, it does 1 damage to any target, and then you pay a red and 1, it gets +2/+0.
Limited, meh.
Yeah, it's just a limited card.
Next one is a Turret Ogre, 3 and a red. He has reach for a 4/3. Enters the battlefield if you have Ferocious, control another power 4 or greater creature. He deals 2 damage to a target opponent. He's okay. He's limited, dude.
Yeah, he's a limited bomb.
And with that is actually the end of the red. We'll get on to the green now.
All right, we're gonna start into the green, and it's actually one of our favorite cards because it's
so
a
good.
functional reprint of a card. Arboreal Grazer. It's a green for 0/3 reach. When it enters the battlefield, you may put a land card from your hand into the battlefield tapped. So Arboreal Elvish Pioneer is back.
Yep.
And this dude, he just has a bigger booty, and no attack. But I don't care because that's 2 lands on turn 1. Awesome.
Exactly. And if you're playing a multicolored deck, which you probably will be with this card, it's insane. It's just you get to throw down a buddy land that you don't have the lands for, or another shock land throwing down that you're safe to play. And if it gets killed, you don't care because it's already done its job on turn 1.
Yeah, it's just a land card. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
So good.
I appreciate it a lot.
Definitely going to be cool in limited. Definitely going to be cool in standard. Both of them.
Yep. The next one is Arlen, Voice of the Pack. It's 4 and 2 green for 7 loyalty. Each creature you control that's a wolf or werewolf enters the battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter on it. -2, create essentially, it's a 2/2 green wolf creature, but it's a 3/3 because it gets a counter. It's okay.
Yeah, I think she'll be okay.
And limited, okay.
Limited, I think she's going to be kind of a bomb. Just because she can make 3 dudes easily.
Yeah.
And that's 9 power that she just is like, hey, I can make. And I don't know about standard, but she's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Next up is Arlen's Wolf, a green and 2 for a 3/2 that can't be blocked by creatures 2 or less. Neat.
Yeah, I like it. So it doesn't trade down, which is amazing for a 3/2 for 3.
Yeah.
Next one is Awakening of the V2 Ghazi, 3 and 2 green, instant. Put 9 1/1 counters on target land you control. Becomes a legendary elemental creature with haste named Vatu Ghazi. It's still a land. I don't know what to think about this card.
I actually really like this card because it's an instant.
Yep.
You're like, cool, end of your turn, I'm going to make a 9/9. Now I get to kill you next turn.
Or definitely against control, they board wipe you. You're like, that's cool. End of your turn. Here we go.
Hey, this is the creature that put the thing on the Citadel.
Yeah, he's pushing over the tower.
Yeah.
Nice.
Next up is Band Together, a green and 2 for an instant. Up to 2 target creatures you control each deal damage equal to their power to another target creature. Card's cool and limited.
Yeah.
I don't really see it do anything else anywhere else.
That's about it. Next one is a Bloom Hulk, 3 and a green. When it enters the battlefield, proliferate. It's a 4/4 for 4. Not too bad. Good limited. Is this a reprint?
No.
No? I just remember the creature that's in the thing.
It's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Next up is Bond to Flourishing, a green and 1 for Simic and Selesnya to join forces. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a permanent card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. You gain 3 life.
It's really good because it says permanent, not just creature and land.
Yeah.
So you can get the Planeswalker you need, or the enchantment. It's really good. I like it.
Yeah, I like it a lot for limited. It'll be okay in standard.
It can be okay. Depends.
Yeah.
Next one is Centaur Nurturer, 3 and a green. It's a 2/4. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. Meh. And add to tap. You tap it to add 1 mana of any color. Meh. It costs 4. That's why I think it's meh.
Yeah, it could be a lot better if it didn't cost so much, but
yeah,
it's okay. Next up is a Challenger Troll, a green and 4 for a 6/5.
Yeah.
Each creature you control with 4 or greater power can't be blocked by more than 1 creature.
This guy is really, really good and limited.
Yeah. Yeah, he is a beast in limited.
Oh, yeah. Next one, Courage in Crisis. 2 and a green sorcery. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature, then proliferate. It can be okay. You have to build around it.
Yeah. Next up is an Evolution Sage, a green and 2 for a 3/2. When a land enters the battlefield under your control, proliferate. So, I mean, that's real good in standard. And any kind of like Planeswalker deck, this card's really good.
Yeah, this card is silly. And just like the blue one, I feel like this can be used, like, over abused pretty much.
Yeah.
Next one, Finale of Devastation. X and 2 green, sorcery. Search your library and or graveyard for a creature card with converted cost X or less. Put it on the battlefield. If you do, search your library this way, shuffle it. If it X is 10 or more, creatures you control get +X/+X and gain haste until end of turn. It's cute. I like it, but I don't know how much I like it.
Dude, it's Court of Calling for 1 less.
Yeah.
And it hits the graveyard. This card is awesome. This card is so good. I mean, it's not an instant like Court of Calling, but who cares?
Yeah.
Card is amazing. And I love that it's got Galt on it. They're like, oh, hey, Galta, come do some things.
Here, have this.
Forced Landing is a 3/1. Put target creature with flying on the bottom of its owner's library. It's a great sideboard card.
Yeah.
But that's really about all it is.
It really is. And yeah, sideboard for limited for sure as well. The next one is good old doggo, Giant Growth, 1 green, instant. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. It's been there since the beginning of time.
Yeah, that Giant Growth is just good.
Yep.
It's always going to be there. Alright, next up is God Eternal Ronus. 2 green and 3 for a zombie god, 5/5 death touch. When he enters the battlefield, double the power of each other creature you control until the end of turn. Those creatures gain vigilance until the end of turn. And when he dies or is exiled, put him 3rd from the top.
He's the weakest of all the gods. Because what if you don't have creatures? And then he's pointless. I wish it said, like, maybe when he attacked. So therefore, you know, you can get there. I don't know. Meh.
Yeah, he is kind of weakest of all of them. He's really funny with the red god. If you drop him from the red god to play this dude, you're like, cool. All my dudes are bigger.
That means a 12/12 trample boar.
But he's still not the best.
Yeah, definitely not. The next one, excuse me if I get this wrong, Zhang Yanggu, Wildcrafter. It's 2 and a green, 3 loyalty planeswalker. Each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter has tap, add any mana of the color. If you -1, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. This can be good with Incubation Druid. Because you just turn 2, Druid, turn 3 here, put a counter, tap for 3 mana, play something else. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how...
He's definitely pretty neat.
Yeah.
Next up is a Crawl Stinger. A green and 2 for a 2/2 death touch. An insect assassin. Because you need your insects to be assassins.
You need your 3-drops to be death touch, as always in every set ever.
Yeah.
And they're super annoying.
This dude's a limited card for sure.
Oh yeah. Alright, the next one. Crunch Wrangler. Or Kronk. I like Crunch because it just sounds, you know, funny. 1 in green. Trample 2/1. Whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on Crunch Wrangler.
He's pretty cool.
He's good.
Yeah, he's actually pretty good.
He's a 2-drop, and maybe turn 3 or 4, he's bigger. Not too bad.
Kind of sad they didn't bring back Crozen Drover.
Right? Oof.
This would be the set for it. Next up is Mowu, Loyal Companion. A green and 3 for a 3/3 Trample Vigilance Hound. If 1 or more counters will be put on him, that many +1 on him instead. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like him. So he can get bigger, and he's like a Druid Wanderer, right? Or whatever that card that we loved.
Yeah.
Basically, pay 4, get a 5/5 Vigilance Trample, dude.
Yeah.
And I wish he was a werewolf, or a wolfhound, so he can have more synergy through the set. But
he's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, not too bad. The next one, New Horizons. 2 and a green, enchant land. It's a reprint. Enters the battlefield, put 1/1 counter on target creature you control, and then enchant land has add 2 many of any color, and the art's really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay. It's cute.
Next up is Nissa, Who Shakes the World. 2 green and 3 for 5 loyalty. Whenever you tap a forest for mana, add an additional green. Put 3/1 for +1. Put 3/1 counters on up to 1 target non-creature land you control. Untap it. It becomes a 0/0 elemental with vigilance and haste. Jesus. -8. You get an emblem with lands you control have indestructible. Search your library for any number of forest cards, put them onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle your library. She's pretty cool.
That's weird. She's weird.
If you get there, and you just make all the dudes ever.
Yeah. And if you win more with her ultimate, then you can go get all the shocklands with forest on them.
Yeah.
Like maybe EDH. So I don't know.
Yeah, this card's definitely gonna be good in Commander because all the Armageddons don't do anything there. You're just like, cool, my lands are destructible. Thanks.
Nice. The next one's Mrs. Triumph. 2 green, Search your library for up to 2 basic forest cards. If you control Nissa, instead search your library for up to 3. Reveal those and put them in your hand. Shuffle your library.
It's not really good because it puts them in your hand.
Yeah. And it says basic forest, so of course they have to because it's too powerful that way. Maybe it's good to filter out your land. I don't know.
I don't really see this card being used.
No.
I wouldn't. Just stay away from it.
Just, yeah.
We got a Paradise Druid. A green and 1 for an Elf Druid. 2/1. It has hexproof as long as it's untapped. And you can tap add a mana of any color.
It's cute.
That's pretty good.
But I would not use it in limited either. Well, maybe if you have
I'll
you're
use it in
ramping
limited.
If you're ramping up, sure.
Yeah.
Next one, Plain White Celebration, 5 and 2 green. It's like the scene of Star Wars, right? Sorcery, choose 4. You may choose the same mode more than once. Create a 2/2 citizen creature token with all colors. Return target permanent card from the graveyard to your hand. Proliferate, you gain 4 life. Man, it costs 7 to do this. And those aren't really that powerful. I don't know.
I mean, it can do a lot for you, though.
If you want, I mean...
You can gain 16 life.
You can gain 16 life. Or you can, like, Planeswalker, proliferate, blah, 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 ultimate.
It's pretty silly. It's
silly.
not like... It's a build-around card. It's just like a mess around, like a random locals card.
Yeah, you put one in the deck. And
it's
then
definitely not a competitive
the
card.
time you draw it, you're like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
Maybe EDH, just for funness.
Next up, Pollen Bright Druid. A green and 1 for a 1/1 Elf Druid. Whenever it comes in the battlefield, choose 1. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature or proliferate.
I like it.
Pretty
limited.
good, yeah. Limited good card.
It has early game and late game potential, so awesome. The next one, Primordial Worm, 4 and 2 green, a 7/6. I like the face on it. I think it's awesome. It's a 7/6 for 6, which takes a Colossal Dreadmaw out of contention.
It's another Crowworm, man.
Yeah, that's done.
I like it.
Yeah.
Return to Nature, green and 1. Choose 1 instant. Destroy target artifact or an enchantment or exile target card from a graveyard.
Yep.
It's a cool sideboardy card. It's really about where it's at.
It's naturalized with upside against the graveyard.
Yeah.
Next one, Snare Spinner. 1 and a green, reach, 1/3. When it blocks a creature with flying, it gets +2 until end of turn. I like it. It's limited. I would use it in limited instantly. Because it could be a 3/3 or a 1/3. And for 2 mana, it's not too bad.
Steady Aim. A green and 1. On an instant, untap target creature. It gains +1/+1 and gains reach until the end of turn.
No, +1/+4.
Oh, +1/+4.
Yeah, I read that too. I was like, well. But no, it's okay.
Yeah, it's alright. It's just a limited like trick, but
Filler.
I wouldn't use it.
Yeah. The next one, Storm the Citadel. It's a 4 and a green. Until end of turn, creatures you control get +2/+2. Gain whenever this deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker. Destroy target artifact or enchantment defending player controls. It's very meh. I would not play this.
Yeah, it feels kind of terrible.
Super bad.
Thundering Ceratok. A green and 4 for a 4/5 with trample. When it enters the battlefield, other creatures you control gain trample. So this dude's pretty legit.
Limited, it's good.
Yeah.
That's about it. Next one, I'm going to pull this a little closer. There's a lot of small text here. Vivian, Champion of the Wilds. 2 and a green for foil loyalty Planeswalker, which is really good. You make creature spells as though they had flash. Thank you.
Solid.
Super good. +1. Until your next turn, up to 1 target creature gains vigilance and reach. Okay, that's alright. But, -2. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Exile 1 face down. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. For as long as it remains exiled, you may look at that card and you may cast it if it's a creature. If it's a creature card. Okay. If it's a creature card. Gotcha. So you can just make sure it's a creature and you cast it. And it has flash. So that's good.
Yeah, so essentially it just gives you that creature whenever you need it to. You don't have to do it immediately.
For some reason, a while back, I thought it said as if it's a creature card. So if like it was a sorcery or whatever, you can still cast it. But no as in there.
Yeah. Nope.
Nope.
It's really good. She'll be played in standard just because she gives you dudes flash.
Exactly.
And she's going to be really good in limited because she does extra stuff for you. Next up is her Arc Bow. A green and 1 legendary artifact. Pay X, tap, discard a card, look at the top X cards of your library. You may put a creature card with career mana cost extra less from among them into the battlefield. Put the rest in the bottom in a random order.
This card is so good.
Yeah, this card is really, really strong.
This is insane. Like, you don't, it just puts it in place. You're not casting it right, so they can't counter the creature. You're just like, end of turn, ditch a land, pay, I'll get whatever creature I want for the situation, put it in the field, and thank you.
I mean, it's a birthing pod, but not as strong. Because there's a limit to what you can do. You don't get to search for a card. It's how much you pay.
Pay X, but even then you're like, 3, I got this guy, put it in the field. Next turn, you just draw, and you just keep your hand full at all times.
Card is a bomb and limited.
Yes.
It'll be really good to build around in standard. So
really good. Next one, Vivian's Grizzly, 2 and a green. It's a 2/3. So you pay 3 in green, look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature or planeswalker card, reveal it, put it in your hand. If you don't put that card in your hand, put it in the bottom of your library. That's weird to say scry or whatever. I'm sad that it's not a 2/2 for 2. Come on, it's a grizzly. But besides that, it's me. It's okay and limited if you need a creature.
Yeah, pretty much. Next up is a Ward Scale Crocodile. Green and 4 for a 5/3 hexproof. It's pretty good. It's pretty limited good card.
Yeah, definitely.
And that is it for the green.
Alright, next now we'll get into the multicolored. All the juiciest of cards. And the first one is a Johnny the Great-Hearted. It's 2 green and a white for 5 level 2 planeswalkers. Your creatures you control have vigilance. That's just a good static ability. You can +1, gain 3 life. Okay. Or you can -2, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control, and a loyalty counter on each other planeswalker you control.
Dude's pretty silly.
He real good.
Yeah, he's super good and limited.
He real good.
He definitely will be played in standard just because he does a lot for you.
Yeah. Even if you go turn 3 Gideon, turn 4 Johnny, you can -2 to put a counter on Gideon and pump him up with a proliferate. It's like, Jesus, come on, man.
Yeah, it's pretty silly. Next up is Angrath's Rampage. Red and a black. Choose one. Target player sacrifices an artifact, or a creature, or a planeswalker. It's just 3 instances of sacrifice something, but you choose one.
Mostly planeswalker.
Yeah, this card is really good.
Yeah.
Because it's got so many options.
Alright. This is going to be the most hidden gem of all creatures ever made. And I think it's the most powerful of most of what we talked about today. Bioessence Hydra. It's 3 blue, green. 4/4 trample. But enters the battlefield with 1/1 counter on it for each loyalty counter on planeswalkers you control. And whenever 1 or more loyalty counters are put on a planeswalker you control, put that many 1/1 counters on Bioessence Hydra. This card is redonkulous. Are you kidding me? Like,
yeah, this dude's really good.
Okay, let's just use a Johnny for example. It starts out with 5. You +1. It's 6. Let's say they don't get to attack a Johnny. Turn 5, you play Hydra. It's a 9/9 trampler. You plus a Johnny. It's a 10/10 trampler for 5.
That's
yeah.
It's real good.
Yeah. It says for each loyalty counter on planeswalkers you control. So you can literally do Super Friends control and then have this as your only creature and just get in there. You just smash real hard.
Yeah, Hydra smash.
Hydra so smash.
Next up is Casualties of War. 2 black, 2 green, and 2 for a sorcery. I love this card.
Yeah.
Choose 1 or more. Destroy 1 of 5 things. An artifact, a creature, an enchantment, land, or planeswalker. So you're like, cool, I'm going to pay 6, kill 1 of everything.
Yeah.
I'll take 1 of everything, Bob.
Yeah, one of everything.
And I want to kill it all. Because why not? This card is so...
It's
like,
so
I love
good.
the flavor text of like just the flavor of it as a card.
Yeah.
And it's proportionately done for mana right. Like, paying 6 mana, being able to kill 1 of everything is worth every bit of it.
Sure, it's 2 black and 2 green, but you don't care.
Yeah.
Because usually it costs 4 to destroy 1 land. Or 2 for 1 artifact. Or 1 to 4 for a creature.
Yeah.
But you get to do everything.
Yeah, this card is a bomb and limited. Because it's going to be a blowout. Because it kills literally everything.
Yeah.
And it'll be really good in standard if it's built correctly.
And you'll be seeing it on our Brawl channels for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll be very sad when it happens to me. Next one is a Cruel Celebrant. 1 white, 1 black, 1/2. Whenever Celebrant or another creature or a planeswalker you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and gain 1 life. So it's a one-sided Blood Artist. It costs 2. It's a 1/2. It's really good for aristocrats for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It'll definitely be used in standard. It will be tried to be put in a deck, but we gotta see what kind of combination first.
Next up is Death Sprout. 2 black and green and 1 for an instant. Destroy target creature. Search your library for a basic land card. Put it on the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle your library.
I would want to use this in standard. I don't know how great it would be because it costs 4, but it's good.
It does look really good.
Like, maybe, sure, Vraska's Contempt takes the spot, but this gets you a land too. Like, I don't know. I would love to test it out. Next one. D-Spark. 1 white, 1 black instant. Exile target permanent with converted mana cost 4 or greater. I think this guy is beautiful and amazing. Because it's exile and it's permanent. So that means planeswalkers that are 4 or greater. That's all the powerful ones that you need to get the hell out of the board. So maybe sideboard for sure. Because if you play against control, they're just going to have big things. And it's permanent, so like enchantments, Excellent Binding, all those, really good. I don't know.
Yeah, this card is really strong.
It's super strong.
Next up is Domri, Anarch of Bolas. A red, green, and 1 for a 3 loyalty. Creatures you control gain +1/+0. +1, add a red or green. Creature spells you cast this turn can't be countered. And -2, target creature you control fights another target creature you don't control.
Biggest question, does this replace Rhythm of the Wild? Like, it basically does the same thing by creatures can't be countered. If you +1 to spend it, your creatures get bigger and you can kill dude with it. Sure, your dudes don't get haste, but if you use 4-drop Domri, you can use the synergy for that too.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I think he's going to be really strong. He'll definitely be used in standard. I don't know if he replaces Rhythm of the Wild yet, because that's a really, really weird question to find out.
Yeah.
We have to see just how good he is. But he's good and limited for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Just because he can make things fight. And that's what makes him strong. So you're like, this dude kills that dude.
And if anything, your creatures are bigger, so Llanowar can take down something with 2 defense. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Next one is Domri's Ambush. Red and a green sorcery. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Then that creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. The fact that it deals damage and doesn't fight makes it good.
Yeah.
So limited goodness for sure. Standard, you play around it.
Yeah. It could be really cool.
Yeah.
Next up is Dovin's Veto. A blue and a white for an instant. This spell can't be countered. Counter target non-creature spell.
Bye-bye, negate.
Yeah. Negate, you got sideboarded.
Yep.
Like sidelined, actually, because this card's just better.
Dovin's like, get the hell out of here! And everyone agreed, and now you're gone.
Yeah, yeah.
Next one is Dreadhorde Butcher, one of my favorite cards. It's a black and a red 1/1. Zombie Warrior Haste. When Butcher deals combat damage to a player or a planeswalker, put a 1/1 counter on it, and when it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. It's really good aggro. Screw you control.
Dude, this dude looks metal too.
Yeah, metal is a badass swing mace, and he's just really, really good.
Like, this card is insane.
Yeah.
And if you have not seen it or anything, heard about it, this is the turn 3 kill, or turn 4 kill, with the silly +4/+2 trample card and Thud.
And Thud, yeah.
So you're like, hey, swing, he gets a counter, +4/+2 the next turn, and then Thud. So Thud deals the damage, and then he deals his damage again.
So yeah, turn 3, it's pretty silly.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot has to go right for that to work, but it is still there.
Yeah.
Next up is the Elite Guard Mage. A white, blue, and 2 for a 2/3 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life and draw a card.
Limited for sure. Like, that's a limited bomb.
This straight makes Cloud Blazer terrible.
Yeah.
Like, this is better than Cloud Blazer. Cloud Blazer was awesome. So this dude is limited, awesome. And he could be used in standard.
Depends.
But he's limited for sure.
Yeah, definitely good limited. Next one. Enter the God Eternals. 2 blue, black, and that sounds like an awesome like metal band name song. Enter the God Eternals, deals 4 damage to target creature. You gain life equal to the damage dealt this way. Target player puts the top 4 cards of their library into the graveyard, amass 4.
This card does all the things.
Yeah, for 5 mana it does a lot of things, right.
I'm all about it. And blue-black needed some of that stuff, and this literally gives blue the ability to shoot something off.
Yeah.
which they haven't had in a very long time.
Shoots off, you make a dude, and they mill 4 just because the heck of it. And you gain life. Yeah, you gain life.
Why not?
It's really good.
Oh, man. All right. Now for the busted angel of the set. Feather the Redeemed. A red, white, and white for a 3/4 flyer. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature you control, exile that card instead of putting it into the graveyard as it resolves. If you do, return it to your hand at the beginning of your next end step. This card is so good.
Super good.
So you're just like, oh, I have Feather in play. I'm swinging with her. Giant growth, exile it. Giant growth, exile it. Giant growth, exile it.
Just every turn.
And then all 3 of those come back at the end of your turn, which is insane.
Yeah. Or if they're like, kill it, and you're like, well, I protect it. Oh, I get exiled. I have it back now for the next time you try to kill it. Thanks.
It's so dumb. This card is insane.
Dive down. All right, I have dive down again. You can, like, any of your creatures too. It's not just her.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, this card is a limited bomb because it's a 3/4 flyer.
Yeah.
And if you have
Just
extra spells, cool. That just is extra. Standard, this card is going to be broken.
Yeah.
Because you get to build what you want with how you want to do it.
Like, you can do, what, red, white. You can do red, white, black. I can't think of the color shard. Angels, and go with that. Because that's busted with Aurelia. Just scale the Angel of the Scales and the 3-drop 1 for Blended Angel. And Lyra, of course.
This card is good.
This card is so good.
Definitely get them.
Yeah, if you can. And it's not mythic, thank God. I feel like it would be.
Yeah.
And the next one, Gleaming Overseer. 1 blue, black, 1/4. Enters the battlefield, mass 1. Zombie tokens you control have hexproof and menace. Limited, okay, that's about it. Because, like I said, 3-drop, you're going to be running a Death Baron in Standard, so.
Yeah. Next up is Heartwarming Redemption. A red, white, and 2 for an instant. Discard all the cards in your hand, then draw that many cards +1. You gain life equal to the number of cards in your hand. It's neat. It's cool and limited, but I don't know if it's going to be a limited card. I don't know if it's a standard card either, really.
Like, why would you? Yeah, exactly. Like,
it's cool, but I don't think it'll be used.
Because you might think you're getting ahead, but you're not, because you have to play this card. And then you're basically drawing the amount that you would have with the card in hand. And most of the time you're just, discarding 2 lands maybe, or 1 land in this?
Yeah.
It's
okay. It's not really crazy, though.
Next one is Hawaii Raptor. 1 green and white, 2/3 Vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, proliferate.
I've never actually seen this card, and I think this card's awesome.
It's a 2/3 for Vigilance.
And it proliferates. It does something else when it comes into play.
Exactly.
That card's limited, good. I think it'll be pretty cool in Standard, but it's limited for sure.
Yeah, definitely if you proliferate.
Next up, Invade the City. A blue, red, and 1 for a sorcery. A max X, where X is the number of instant sorcery cards in your graveyard. Awesome.
I think this card is good.
Yeah. It's not going to be really good in Limited, because you're not going to have a whole lot of instant sorceries, unless you're, drafting that way in Draft, but it's still not really worth it in Limited. But Standard, this card is going to be cool.
I feel like it's just more for the Drake's deck.
Yeah.
You're going to have a bunch of stuff, just throw it in there and done. Alright, next one is Leyline Prowler. 1 black, green, Death Touch, Lifelink, 2/3. Tap to add 1 mana of any color. We're old school, so we think this card is super good.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah, I like this card a lot. I know it's not the best mana dork, but I mean it's a mana dork that can kill anything.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
You want to swing? Don't, because I'm going to kill it, and I'm going to tap for a mana to play cards on your turn. Like this, I like this guy a lot.
Yeah, I think he's really good.
I as well.
Next up is a Living Twister. Red, red, and green for 2/5 Elemental. You can pay a red and 1, discard a land card. He deals 2 damage to any target. Or pay a green, return a tapped land you control to its owner's hand.
What do you think about this guy? I've never seen this.
He's cool.
Yeah.
He's cool in Limited. He's busted in Limited. But I don't know if he's going to be any good in Standard.
I mean, there used to be a 1-drop enchantment that says discard a land, take 2. This kind of does the same thing. It's a 2/5 for 3.
He does kind of give him reach, though.
And you don't have to tap him to do these abilities. So if you're red and a green, discard a land card, throw it in the graveyard, pay 1 green to pull one of the other greens up to do it again that's already tapped, and you're just like kind of comboing off of that. I don't know. I would like to test this guy out.
I think he'd be pretty fun. I think it gives red-green the extra reach to end the game.
Yeah.
Just because he can do that without attacking, like you said. So I like him, but I'm not going to like say he's the best card ever.
And it's any target. So if you need to do that, get rid of Planeswalker and go ahead.
Yeah.
Next one is Mayhem Devil. 1 black and red. 3/3 for 3. Whenever a player sacrifices a permanent, it deals 1 damage to target. Any target. That guy's good.
This dude's silly.
So in an Aristocrats deck, this guy is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can make him sacrifice, or you're sacrificing dudes. I like it.
Definitely limited. Definitely standard card.
Yep.
Next up, Merfolk Skydiver. A green and a blue for Merfolk Mutant. He's a 1/1 flyer. When he enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. You can pay 5 and proliferate.
This guy's
pretty good.
In limited, he's busted.
Yeah, limited, he real good.
Because on target creature, so you can make him a 2/2 flyer for 2. And then by turn 5, you're just like, all my dudes are bigger.
Yeah. Because you just pay 5 and proliferate, because that hits everything that has a counter.
Yeah.
Not just him. You're like, cool, he gets a counter, this thing.
This bigger, Planeswalker is better.
Thing.
It's like Oprah, just throwing counters around.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Next one is Neoform. Green and a blue. Sorcery. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature. Search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost equal to 1 plus the sacrifice of the creature's converted mana cost. Put that card on the battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter on it, and then shuffle your library. I've seen this play tested, and it didn't really work too well, but I enjoy it a lot. I feel like it can be quite useful.
Yeah, I think this card's gonna be really strong. I have a fun idea with this card.
Yeah,
I really like it. I think it'll be worth it in standard if it's done correctly.
Because we love creatures, and the way to cheat any sort of creatures in is just fine by me.
Yeah, you mean I get to play a 5-drop for 2 mana instead? Awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic.
I wouldn't use it with Venifar because that's just too much, cuteness. Unless you go 3-drop and then take that to Venifar, and then you can do all the fun stuff. But I'd rather just be like, my 4-drop Chupacabra kills your dude, and then sack it to go get a giant beast.
Yeah,
that's a 5-drop.
Because you change the Chupacabra into like a Lyra Dawnbringer. Great.
Yeah.
Cool. Fantastic.
Yep.
But next up, we got Nicol Bolas, the Dragon God. He is a blue, a black, and red for a 4 loyalty Planeswalker. He has the loyalty abilities of all other Planeswalkers on the battlefield. Broken.
Yeah, that's silly.
Base level broken.
That's silly.
+1, you draw a card. Each opponent exiles a card from their hand or a permanent they control. Cool. -3, destroy a target creature or Planeswalker.
Simple.
-8, each opponent who doesn't control a legendary creature or Planeswalker loses the game. So this dude is one of the best cards you can get in limited.
Yeah.
Because he just flat out can win you the game.
If you can get the lands though. That's the hard part.
Yeah. But definitely in standard, this dude will be used in the Grixis control deck.
Yeah.
Yes, he's rough to play, and I'm glad they made him rough to play because he's really good for what he does.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get him, the game shifts to your favor pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be used in all the formats, so keep an eye on it for him.
Because, yeah, exactly. We'll just go to the next one. I want you to talk about your baby here.
Oh, okay.
Because you're so excited about him.
Dude, alright. I'm like the only person super hype about this card in standard, and that's because I love all the colors. But Niv Mizzet Reborn. So, storyline, he dies, but he made some experiment that's what he was doing, was to make sure when he dies, he reborns himself. And he's Niv Mizzet Reborn, a white, a black, a blue, a red, and a green for a 6/6 flyer.
Yep.
Awesome. When he enters the battlefield, reveal the top 10 cards of your library. For each color pair, choose a card that is exactly those colors from among them. Put the chosen cards in your hand and the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. So from what I understand of how this card works, if you reveal 10 cards, and you get 3 Selesnya, 1 Simic, 1 Gruul, and 1 Rakdos, and then whatever else, doesn't matter. You get 1 Rakdos, 1 Simic, 1 Gruul, and 1 Golgari, or whatever.
Yeah.
For each of the 10 different guilds, you get 1 of each. So essentially, you pay 5 mana. You're almost guaranteed 3 to 5 cards. Yeah. If you're building a deck like this,
with a 6/6 flyer on the field.
Yeah, you're guaranteed 3 to 5 cards, and if you get lucky, you can run hot and get 10 cards. But I mean, that's very unlikely.
Yeah. And keyword says enter the battlefield. So you can bring them from the graveyard. You can, through the deck, you can put them in. You don't even, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Like, you literally can just play him from anywhere, and you get to do that ability.
And we just talked about one Neoform.
Yeah.
I'm going to run that, because it's a Simic card. That's a colored pair.
Exactly.
So I can get it in my hand, and I can play it and kill a 4-drop and get an Invisit.
And you know how many powerful split cards there are nowadays?
Yeah. So bet Kevin will be making a mid-Niv-Mizzet deck, and I'll show it on the channel, because this card is my baby of the set, and I'm so excited for this card. I can't even wait. But I'm probably the only person that'll play it in Standard. Let's get it right.
Yeah.
But this card is awesome in Commander. He's like one of the best commanders you can make. And then Limited, he's kind of cool, but I don't really... Like, Limited, he'll be okay if you get the mana fixing.
Yeah.
But otherwise, he's not really that useful.
No. Standard, yeah. Agreed.
But I love him because I love 5-color anything. If I can put as many colors in the deck, I will.
And he's just another reanimator target for me. So that's fine.
Yeah.
Because Connive Concoct is still one of my favorite cards.
Yeah, it's still a card.
Turn 4, I get a Niv-Mizzet. Oh, I got 5 other cards in hand. Thanks.
Oh, trust me. There's also cards like Journey to Eternity where you're like, cool, put that on him. Oh, he dies? Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oof. Yeah, that's a beautiful one.
Don't you worry. I got that deck soon.
Yeah, we got this card. Next one. I think this card is good. Oath of Kaya. 1 white-black. Legendary enchantment, like the other oaths. Enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to any target, you gain 3 life. Dude, Planeswalker player, get out of here. When an opponent attacks a Planeswalker you control with 1 or more creatures, Oath of Kaya deals 2 damage to that player and you gain 2 life. That card's good.
Yeah, Oath of Kaya is real strong.
Yeah. That is real good.
And it's crazy that she like took up the Gatewatch.
Yeah.
Because when you first saw her, she's going around killing Ghost Dad and just destroying things.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't really know if she's going to do anything, but apparently she is. She wants to be the good guy.
Yep. So you play this in a Esper Super Friends deck, and then, yeah, it's just so good.
She's silly. Next up, Pledge of Unity. A green, a white, and 1. Put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. You gain 1 life for each creature you control, and it's an instant.
Limited goodness. Because it's instant for sure. Like, if there's any combat tricks, I would probably pick this one over most of them.
Mm-hmm. This card is really strong.
Alright, next one with the infinite combo is Ral's Storm Conduit. 2 blue-red, 4 loyalty, Planeswalker. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, Ral deals 1 damage to target opponent or Planeswalker. +2, you scry 1. -2, whenever you cast the next instant or sorcery spell from this turn, copy that spell, you may choose new targets for that copy. He's really good. Like, I really enjoy him quite a bit. And the fact that he evens himself out, +2, -2, you can keep going back and forth and just dominate the game that way. And of course, when we make a deck with him in it, we'll probably talk about the infinite combo, unless you want to just talk about it now.
That's you. I don't really know it, so.
So basically, you play a spell, Opt. Then you play Expansion and Explosion. Expansion copies Opt. Then you play another Expansion. Expansion copies Expansion, which does a loop where you just keep copying Expansion with Expansion. And since he says, whenever you cast or copy instant or sorcery, he deals 1 damage. So you just machine gun them to death. So turn 4 here, turn 5 you win. If you have the cards.
It's such a roundabout way, because Wizards hates infinite loops. Like, they hate them. But
especially in Standard when you don't want to. And even you might not even need a second expansion since his -2 does it. Oh no, because it does Opt. So no, yeah. You have to have both copies or whatever. So Opt, expansion, done.
I was just thinking that him with Kefnet's pretty funny.
Yeah, him and Kefnet's ridiculous.
Like, cool. Take some extra damage.
Take all the damage.
Luckily, you don't get to do his -2 with Kefnet because that'd be too broken.
Yeah, that'd be ridiculous.
It's okay. He's definitely a standard card. Definitely going to be used.
Yeah.
You just got to build the deck around him.
Limited goodness.
Next up, Ral's Outburst. Red, blue, and 2 for an instant. Deals 3 damage to any target. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put 1 of them in your hand and the other in your graveyard. Card's pretty cool for what it does.
Yeah.
It's like a better lightning bolt, but it does more for you.
It might actually start replacing Chemist's Insight. Just because it takes care of a dude and you look at the top 2 and then you draw 1 of them, you know. It is powerful. It is a good card.
Yeah, definitely gonna be in standard.
Oh yeah. And the next one is Rolesque Apex Hybrid. 2 green, blue. It's a 4/5 flying trample for 5, which is really good in those colors. Whenever it enters the battlefield, put 2/1/1 counters on another target creature you control. So that's 6 power, pretty much. And when it dies, proliferate and then proliferate again. This card is insane.
Yeah, dude's pretty good.
Yeah, he is a powerhouse for sure.
I mean, it's a 5-mana 4/5 trample flyer.
Yeah,
already.
He has Trampler, or was it Flamper? Something like that with those combinations. Anyways,
I don't know what you're saying.
He's just good. He's just insane.
Yeah, limited bomb, standard good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Next up, Role Reversal. 2 blue and red. Exchange control of 2 target permanents that share a permanent type. This card's really cool. There's a reason that they made it to where you can't trade a Nikia to an opponent.
Yeah.
And that because you can't play this card, but I really wish you could. But this card's really funny. I like the idea of this card just because you're like, hey, swap these things.
Yeah.
Hope you like that.
Just my Electromancer is now your Lyra. We're good.
Yeah.
My Planeswalker at -1. Swap it with your Teferi. Cool. We're good.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. And then bounce your Planeswalker onto your deck.
Yeah. I like it.
Done. Next up is Rebel Belt Rioters. 1 red, green, haste. Whenever it attacks, it gets +X/+0 until in a turn where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. It is a 0/4. I don't know how good this card is.
I like the idea of it.
Yeah, the idea is cute, but ultimately, standard, probably not, because all your other dudes can die. And then limited, maybe.
Yeah, limited it'd be okay.
Yeah.
Standard it'll be weird if it gets played, but
yeah,
we'll see. Next up, Solar Blaze. Red, white, and 2 for a sorcery. Each creature deals damage to itself equal to its power.
If you build around this, you're going to run 4 of them because all your dudes have big butts, and then you don't care. You just hopefully they're like, it's a board wipe every time. I don't care. And then you swing in.
Mm-hmm.
So build around standard for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Pissed Off Vampire. Sorin, Vengeful Bloodlord. 2 white, black. As long as it's your turn, creatures and planeswalkers you control have lifelink. Starts out with 4 loyalty. You +2. Deals 1 damage to target player or planeswalker, so that has lifelink. Or -X, return target creature with converted mana costs X from your graveyard to the battlefield. That creature is a vampire in addition to its other types. This card's super good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be used in standard. I'm going to use it because I can return an visit, and that's awesome. And then he's really good in limited just because he kills things and you gain life.
Yeah.
Dude, good all around.
And it's a +2, so it goes up to 6 immediately. And your dudes have lifelink, which super matters.
Yeah. God, the dude's good.
Like, yeah.
Alright, Soul Diviner. A blue and a black for a 2/3 zombie wizard. Tap, remove a counter from an artifact, creature, land, or planeswalker you control. Draw a card. This card is actually really, really good in different formats. It's cool in this one just because it removes stuff once at a time. So like planeswalkers and all that stuff, cool.
Yeah.
But what I do believe is a counter is a cumulative upkeep counter. So all those silly cards that are like cumulative upkeep, bad things happen.
Yeah.
You're just like, cool, remove 1, draw a card.
Yep.
Thanks. So if that is true, because most of those are on the lands that do silly things, like Glacial Chasm and all those that have cumulative upkeep of pay 2 life and you die more, you're just like, cool, remove that. Don't attack me.
Yeah, and it's a 2/3 for 2 too. It's pretty
Dude's
good.
silly. I like him. I think he'll be good.
Yeah. Next one is Storev, the Dev Karen Lich. 1 black, green, zombie elf wizard. It's a 5/4. There's a lot of random wizards in this set. We better put that together and see what kind of deck that'll be. But it has Trample, which is good for 5/4. And when it deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, return to your hand target creature or planeswalker card in your graveyard that wasn't put there this combat. That card is super good.
Yep. So it just, when it hits a player, you Gravedigger.
Yeah.
It's an attacking Gravedigger. Awesome.
Yeah. And it costs the same amount of mana.
for way more power.
Yeah,
it's a 5/4.
It's a 5/4 trample. So even if 1 point gets in there, then you go get another copy of her or just anything else in your graveyard.
Yeah. Card is awesome. Like, definitely standard playable.
Yeah.
Bomb and limited.
Yeah.
Good lord, it's a bomb and limited.
Agreed.
So yeah, definitely go for it. Next up, Tameo, Collector of Tales. A green, blue, and 2 for a 5 loyalty planeswalker. Spells and abilities your opponent's control can't cause you to discard cards or sacrifice permanents. +1, choose a non-land card name. Then reveal the top four cards of your library. Put all cards with the chosen name from among them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. -3, return target card from your graveyard to your hand. I think she's neat.
Yeah.
I don't know how useful she'll be. Her best part is the static ability of don't sacrifice permanents. But I don't know.
You can't discard. And she's very weird.
Yeah.
This is like one of the cards that you in the back of your mind, and then Pro Tour happens, and then someone busts her, kind of thing.
Yeah, limited, she's not really that good, but standard, I think if she's used in the right deck, she'll be really good.
And she protects herself of like things that the cards that you look at go in the graveyard, so therefore you're like, oh crap, I want that card. Kind of like when you like search for a creature or land card and you see like Find or Finality or a kill spell that you need, you're like, well crap, I can't get that. Well, she helps you get that.
And for your commander players, she does make Annihilator not happen, which is pretty funny.
Yeah. Next one, Teferi Time Reveler. 1 white, blue, 4 loyalty. Each opponent can cast spells only anytime they can cast a sorcery. This card's ridiculous. +1, until your next turn, you may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash, so instant speed wraths. -3, return up to 1 target artifact, creature, or enchantment to its owner's hand, draw a card. This guy gives me a headache and a heartache, because he possibly can dominate standard for sure. And especially against the control matchups when you're just like, you can't counter. Or if you play a creature, like blue-white creature deck, you put them in there so they don't counter your stuff. Like, this card's insane.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's going to do a lot.
It makes me really sad because I fear... When I saw this card, I was like, I probably won't play standard until this set rotates. Because all I can see is this card dominating.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
There's a lot of really good cards.
Yeah.
Anyways. 10th District Legionnaire. Red and a white for a 2/2 haste. Whenever you cast a spell that targets him, put a 1/1 counter on him, then scry 1.
Yep. Heroic is back, guys, again.
Dude's good.
Yeah, dude's real good.
Limited, he's cool. And then standard, he'll be really cool if you build right.
Yep.
I like him.
With Feather, 10th District, Slapcaster Mage. That's a deck already.
Yeah.
Those. Next one, Time Wipe. 2 blue, blue, white. Return a creature you control to its owner's hand, then destroy all creatures. Exactly what control needs. Because they're like, they play a Lyra. Oh, you get overboarded? Well, instant speed to fairy, do Time Wipe on your turn. I bounce my Lyra. Thank you.
Or just not. It's just 5 mana, bounce a dude, kill all the dudes. Take it all day.
Yeah.
Standard, definitely.
Yeah, definitely standard. Limited, of course. Why not?
Yeah. Next up, our boy Tolstomir's back. He's finally stepped out of the Selesnya Guild, doing things.
Yep.
Selesnya, Tolstomir Fend to Wolves. Green, green, and white and 2 for a 3/3. When he comes into the battlefield, you create Voja, Friend of Elves, a legendary 3/3 green and white wolf token. Whenever a wolf enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 3 life, and that creature fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. So he works real good with Arlen because she makes wolves.
Yeah.
And that's really about all. But he is really cool for 5 mana because he makes 6 power, and he fights something.
Yeah. And then if somehow you play other wolf creatures, then yeah, they'll fight too. So we'll see. We'll see about that card.
He's awesome and limited.
Yeah.
Bomb and limited. Standard, he could be cool.
We'll see. Next one, Tyrant Scorn, blue and black. This card needed to happen for Dimir. Instant. Choose one. Destroy target creature with converted mana cost 3 or less, or return target creature to its owner's hand. That card is really damn good for a cheap removal spell. It just cancels out their little dudes, and then of course anything 4 or greater, you just put it back to their hand. I can don't even care, and then counter it later.
Yeah, this card is really good.
Yeah, the card is really good, especially with Hero of Precinct 1, when you can get a token off for 2 mana.
Next up is Widespread Brutality. A black, red, and 1. You amass 2, then the army you amassed deals damage equal to its power to each non-army creature.
Now, I wish it was to, like, opponent's control. Because if you do a Q thing where you have Death Baron and then you play this card, you can board wipe their whole thing and then you have a zombie creature still left behind. I don't know. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, because this does make that 1 army dude really cool, but you gotta hope that big dude is big.
Yeah, exactly. Next one, Engrath, Champion of Chaos. 2 and a hybrid of Rakdos, so 2 black-red, black-red. Creatures you control have Menace, which is nothing to scoff at. He comes with 5 loyalty, and then you -2 amass 2. So in 2 turns, he can have a 4/4, and then all your creatures have Menace.
It's pretty neat.
He's kind of good, especially in limited. He's really good.
Yeah, I like him a lot, actually. Next up, Ashiok, the Dream Render. Hybrid, blue-black, and 1 for 5 loyalty Planeswalker. Spells and abilities your opponents control can't cause their controller to search their library. Neat.
Yeah.
-1, target player puts the top 4 cards of their library into the graveyard, then exile each opponent's graveyard.
Yep. Ashiok's my favorite Planeswalker of all time. I'm glad he's here. I don't know how I feel about him, but I think he's actually pretty good. And I want to put him in a mill deck for sure.
Yeah, this one's pretty cool. I don't know if it's going to be the most broken thing.
Yeah.
But it's neat.
It depends on how many things are being searched nowadays, and we'll see what happens in the meta.
I feel like it's definitely a sideboard card in Standard, really.
And like, you can get... Because it removes graveyards for Phoenix and Reanimator and all this other stuff too. Mm-hmm. So, next one, Dovin, Hand of Control. It's a 2 and a Azorius split card. So for 3, comes in with 5 loyalty. Artifacts, instants, and sorcery spells your opponent casts cost 1 more to cast. That's good. -1 until your next turn. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to and dealt by a target permanent opponent controls.
It's pretty good.
I like it. Like, limited, standard, who knows? Limited, yes. Standard, eh.
Standard, I think he'll be used. He'll be like a 1 or 2 control card.
Yeah, against control, definitely.
Yeah. Huatli, the Sun's Heart. 2 and a Selesnya hybrid. 7 loyalty. Each creature you control assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. -3, you gain life equal to the greatest toughness among creatures you control.
Yep. So, it's kind of a wall/not wall attack. I don't know.
It's cool. I don't really know if it's going to be useful.
Yeah. I'm really sad that this has to be one of the uncommons that you have to open up.
Yeah.
With a Planeswalker.
Yeah,
it's alright. But this next one, though, Kaya, Bane of the Dead. 3 and 3 hybrid of Orzhov, so 6 altogether. 7 loyalty. Your opponents and permanents your opponents control with hexproof can be the target of spells and abilities you control, as though they don't have hexproof. Screw off, Carnage Tyrant, because you -3, exile target creature. This card is so good. I enjoy it quite a bit.
It is really good. It costs a lot, but it's pretty cool.
It's worth it when they go turn 6 Carnage Tyrant, and then you're like, I'll turn 6 her, kill Carnage Tyrant, thank you. Get out of my field. Because I've been playing with a certain deck, with a black-white deck, and Carnage Tyrant really destroys me, and it makes me super sad. Now with Kaya, I can win.
Yeah. Definitely a standard usable card.
Oh yeah.
Next up, Kiora, Behemoth Reckoner. 2 and a Simic hybrid. Whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. She's got 7 loyalty, -1, untap target permanent.
I think she's a sleeper, uncommon Planeswalker.
I think she's really pretty good for what she does.
Yeah.
3 mana and you draw a card when you play big dude.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Especially if you have Incubation Druid and you're like tap, and then you're like untap, and you're like 6 mana for 1 creature.
Yeah. Woo!
Play that big dude that you need. Alright, next one, Nahiri, Storm of Stone. 2 in the 2 hybrids of good old Boros, so 4 altogether. Comes in with 6 loyalty. As long as it's your turn, creatures you control have first strike, and equip abilities you activate cost 1 less to activate. Now the first strike is what matters. I don't know about the other, especially not the other one in Standard right now. -X deals X damage to target tapped creature. So, meh.
Yeah, she's kind of cool though, because she's like old Chandra, that she can kill anything 6 or less just because it's -X.
Yeah.
Which is actually really cool, but it's just...
And it makes your combat better, and the fact that it's definitely really good in limited.
Yeah, limited bomb. Standard, it could be used.
Yeah.
Next up, Saheeli, Sublime Artificer. 1 and 2 Izzet hybrids. For 5 loyalty, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 colorless servo token.
Yep.
-2, target artifact you control becomes a copy of another target artifact or creature you control until the end of turn, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types.
I feel like this can go straight into the Drake's deck for sure.
Yeah.
or a Phoenix, because you're just like, cast. I have 3 dudes, and I have a Phoenix that comes into play, swing, and then like, oh my god. And then of course you're like, Crackling Drake. My servo is now a Crackling Drake, swing in.
Yeah, it's pretty silly.
Yeah. Because the servos are artifacts, so you can make a 1/1 into a 5/4 or 7/4 swinging.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be used in like a standard Drake deck.
Yeah. That's good. Next one, Summit Tyrant Smasher. 2 and 2 hybrid of Gruul is a 5 loyalty. Creatures you control have haste, which is amazing. -1. Target creature gets +2/+1 and gains haste until end of turn. Scry 1. Limited funness for sure. Standard, I'd rather play Rhythm of the Wild or the other Domri.
Yeah, both of them seem better.
Yeah.
Next up, Vraska, Swarm's Imminence. 2 and 2 Golgari hybrid. Whenever a creature you control with Death Touch deals damage to a player or Planeswalker, put a 1 counter on that creature. And then -2, create a 1/1 black assassin creature token with Death Touch, and whenever this creature deals damage to a Planeswalker, destroy that Planeswalker.
That token is amazing.
Yeah, she gets to make 2 of those tokens pretty easily, and they're pretty good.
Yeah. And I kind of just want to build a tribal Death Touch with her. Like, pull 4 of hers, and then every creature with Death Touch. Because there's a lot of good ones out there.
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, and 3 drop ones.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just like swinging, and then do they get big? Please?
I like it. I like that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so she definitely is build around in standard. She's cool and limited. Yeah. Real good and limited.
Real good and limited. But definitely play around. But with that is the end of the multicolored cards, and now we get into the artifacts and colorless. Alright, now with the colorless, starting as Karn the Great Creator. It's a 4-drop, 5 loyalty planeswalker. Activated abilities of artifacts your opponent controls can be activated. Could be cute. +1. Until your next turn, up to 1 target non-creature artifact becomes an artifact creature with power or toughness equal to converted mana cost. Or, you -2. You may choose an artifact card you own from outside the game, or in exile, reveal that card and put it into your hand. Now, I'll have to think about, with the next card, there's a combo where you can go crazy, and with the Tezzeret the box topper, that we might be able to talk about. But with that, it's an okay planeswalker. It's kind of meh, to be honest.
Karn does some cool stuff. He's definitely build around in standard. Limited, he's not like all that great.
No.
Because you're not going to have a lot of artifacts that are worth it, but he's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Next up is Ugin the Ineffable. 6 mana for a 4 loyalty walker. Colorless spells you cost 2 less to cast. And then +1, exile the top card of your library face down and look at it. Create a 2/2 colorless spirit creature token. When that token leaves the battlefield, put the exiled card into your hand. And then -3, destroy target permanent. That's 1 or more colors.
Could be good. We'll see. I mean, it gives you defense and card advantage at the same time. But with 6 mana, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see how he does. He's cool and limited because he gets to kill things.
Yeah, and it looks like he gives you heart hands, so he loves you. And we'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
Next one is Ugin's Conjurant. X cost, just straight up 0/0. Enters the battlefield with X counters on it. If damage would be dealt to the Conjurant while it has 1/1 counters on it, prevent that damage. Remove that many +1/+1 counters from Ugin's Conjurant. So, yeah. And if with Proliferate, if you can just keep making it bigger, make it infinite blocker type thing, we'll see how good that is.
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty neat.
And limited, you can just do it at any time, and it works on curve, and it can just be big late game, which is pretty cool.
I think it'll be pretty sweet.
Yep.
Next up is the Firemind Vessel. 4 mana for an artifact, and it comes into play tapped. Add 2 mana of different colors.
Yeah, it has to be different colors.
That's still okay.
Yeah.
It's like a weird Mox.
Yeah. Or Jace's whatever. Yeah, it's kind of weird. The next one, God Pharaoh's Statue. Cost 6. Legendary artifact. Spells your opponent's cost 2 more to cast. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses 1 life. I feel like this is a sleeper sideboard hit for against control.
Yeah.
Or if you are playing control, you put 1 in the main board and see how it goes.
Yeah, this card is definitely a control card, and it's pretty silly.
Yeah.
Standard, it's good. Limited, it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't really think it's that good in limited.
That late of the game, it's not going to matter.
Yeah. Next up is a Guild Globe. 2 mana artifact. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card, and you pay 2, tap, sacrifice it, add 2 mana of different colors.
Yeah. So we'll see.
It's just okay.
It's a cute limited card. That's about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Next one is Iron Bully. 3-drop, 1/1 menace. Enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. So it's a 2/2 menace for 3, colorless, so that can go to any limited deck. And with Proliferate, it can get pretty nasty.
I think it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
I like it. Next up is a Mana Geode. 3 mana for an artifact. When it enters the battlefield, scry 1, tap, add a mana of any color.
Just good old Manolith.
Yeah.
That's all it needs.
It's pretty good.
The next one, Prismite. 2-drop, 2/1 golem. Pay 2, add 1 mana of any color. So he filters.
That dude feels terrible.
Bad.
That dude feels awful.
Don't play this guy.
If it was add 2 of colorless and then change it to mana, it'd be cool. But
yeah.
That dude feels bad.
Yeah.
No, don't like him.
Don't.
Next up, Saheeli's Silverwing. 4 mana artifact creature Drake. 2/3 flyer. Comes into play. Look at the top card of target opponent's library. It's cool.
It's
you get to
cool.
have knowledge, I guess.
Yeah, it's 2/3 flyer. It's limited flyer. I don't know. Whatever.
It's neat.
It's neat. It's cute.
Probably a limited card, really.
Oh yeah. And then we'll jump into the lands, of course. The next one is Blast Zone. I think this card is really, really good. So enters the battlefield with a charge counter on it. You tap to add a waste. But if you pay XX, tap, put X charge counters on Blast Zone. So if you pay 2, you put 1 on it, so on and so forth. But if you pay 3 and tap it, destroy each non-land permanent with converted mana cost equal to the number of charge counters on Blast Zone. So destroys aggro really good just by a land. And like this gets around a lot of things actually, even in modern. So it can blow up the person's Chalice of the Void for sure. And then stuff like that.
It's Ratchet Bomb put onto a land.
Yeah.
Which is silly.
Except it protects tokens because you cannot have 0 unless you remove a counter on the land already. If you remove it, then you can do it. But that's a lot of work for that.
Yeah. Next up is Emergence Zone. It is just a land. It adds from colorless. You pay 1, tap, sacrifice Emergence Zone. You may cast spells this turn as though they had flash.
Spells. That means creatures, enchantments, artifacts, instant or sorceries. It's cute.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think it's pretty good.
I would like to see someone use this for sure and know how to use it properly. Next one is, of course, a reprint, Gateway Plaza, but it's completely destroyed now. Enters the battlefield, tap. The Plaza enters the battlefield, sacrifice unless you pay 1, and then it taps to add a mana of any color.
Neat.
Yeah.
That's cool that it's all destroyed.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of y'all. Alright, Interplanar Beacon. Whenever you cast a Planeswalker spell, you gain a life. Tap, add a colorless. Pay 1, tap, add 2 mana of different colors. Spend this mana only to cast Planeswalker spells.
Limited funness if you just play Planeswalkers.
It's a limited card. It'll be cool in a Planeswalker deck, but
yeah,
it's not really needed.
If you play Super Friends, then it can help out a lot.
Yeah.
Next one, Karn's Bastion. This land's going to go up there, so grab them as fast as possible. Tap, add a waste, a colorless. You can pay 4, tap, proliferate. End of turn. My Planeswalkers are big. End of your turn. My Planeswalkers are big. It's ridiculous.
And the final fantasy land is Mobilized District, and it taps at a waste, or you can pay 4 and it becomes a 3/3 citizen creature with vigilance till the end of turn. It is still a land. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each legendary creature and planeswalker you control.
I think every time I hate sets with manlands in them because they're so hard to deal with. They really are.
I think this card's going to be really, really good.
Exactly.
Because of what it can do. Because it costs less. So if you have 4 things that are cool, it becomes 0 to animate it.
Yeah.
And you still have to do it, so you don't have to always be fearful of it dying. Because you just pay for the mana. I think it's going to be really good.
That card is a damn good card. Especially it has vigilance, so you can swing in second main phase, cast something. Or they counter their spell next turn. And then you could board wipe them, and then you have a 3/3 with vigilance, and you just attack every turn. It's extremely powerful. I think this land is busted.
Limited, it's really cool because it's a main land, and standard, it's really good because it's a main land.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like it should go into any deck if you can afford the mana thing.
Mm-hmm.
With that, I do. There's one card, if I can look it up, is the Tezzeret. It's the buy a box promo, and he's insanely good. So, of course, they do this new stupid thing where you can only get a certain card if it's a buy a box. And it's Tezzeret, Master of the Bridge. It's 4, blue, black, comes in with 5 loyalty. 1. creatures, your static ability is creature and planeswalker spells you cast have affinity for artifacts. And affinity, if you actually don't know, is for how many artifacts you have on play, affinity minuses the cost of creature and planeswalkers. So basically, that's really what it is. So like what I was saying with the Karn, if you have 4 artifacts, Karn is free. Then you just plop Karn down for free. And then you get to do fun stuff with it. But go to his abilities. +2. Tezzeret deals X damage to each opponent where X is the number of artifacts you control. You gain X life. It's real good. -3. Return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. And then -8. Exile the top 10 cards of your library. Put the top all artifacts from cards from among them onto the battlefield. I hate that this card is a buy a box promo, kind of like Nexus of Fate. It's super powerful.
Mm-hmm.
So like what I was saying with Karn, you have enough artifacts. You play Karn for free. You go get a golem that's in your sideboard that says whenever it comes into play, you go get as many or you go get a copy of this card and put it in your hand, and then that's free, and then that's free, and then that's free, and then you +2 him and you deal like 5+ damage, and you gain 5 life, and it's just insane. Especially with treasure map and treasures out there now, and then you're just like blow up the board.
Yeah, that dude's pretty silly.
Yeah, that card's insane. But that is it. We are done. That's 264 cards that we just went through. If you stayed this long, I thank you for joining us. Hopefully you enjoyed all our critiques and such. And we, of course, talked about giving away a War of the Spark pre-release kit. And to do that, go ahead and there's a link down below. Click it, fill it out, do all that stuff. And whatever cards that you like super enjoyed and love, go ahead and tell us, and we'll go ahead and like probably definitely agree with you because there's so many good old.
There's a lot in this set that are good.
And if you see a combo or something that we didn't see, then yeah, tell us because we'd like to brew the hell out of it.
Yeah, let us know. We're all about brewing some stuff. I mean, I'm playing Niv Mizzet, bro. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna be reanimating a lot of cards from the graveyard for sure. But with that, hopefully you enjoyed your stay here at Geektopia Island, and you have a good day.
Goodbye. Later. Also, guys, I just remind y'all to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and if you want to keep up to date on all our future content, make sure you click that bell. It'll give you all the notifications you need.
With that, we'd like to go ahead and give a big thank you to all our fans that support us through the year, and especially our Patreon support people. We do like to give a shout out to our Mythic and Above supporters, and that would be Dwayne Higgs. Thank you very much. We love you.